Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Bank of the James Stadium here in beautiful Lynchburg, Virginia, for this NCAA baseball regional between Salve, Regina University and Earlham College. An elimination game for both of these teams. Salve, Regina 28-12-2, Earlham 26-12 overall on the season. They both had heartbreakers yesterday here on this field, and now will be playing for the right to remain here and play later on this evening. This should be a good one. Thank you for finding us here on the Lynchburg YouTube network. I am Andy Pizzelli alongside Niall Silberman. Want to welcome him into the broadcast here this afternoon. Niall, how are you doing, and what do you expect between these two teams here in a win or go home scenario?
Well, it's a beautiful day anytime you get the chance to go out and watch two fantastic baseball teams playing an elimination game in a playoff setting. It's bound to be a good day of baseball. But what we're looking at today is a team in Earlham that has a lot of power in their lineup, but they need to extend their lineup because they are a phenomenal team with runners in scoring position. They hit over 345 with runners in scoring position, 348 compared to a team average of 328. So they hit really well in those situations. However, they're a team that's susceptible to the strikeout. They have a strikeout rate of 24%, and Braden Clark, the pitcher on the mound for the Seahawks, is somebody that will get his strikeouts over the course of the game. So for Braden Clark, the job for him is to limit runners in scoring position and get guys out early often and then use his strikeout to his advantage.
Yeah, the Quakers recorded base runners in all but 2 innings yesterday. They did struggle to bring those runners home in a 10-2 loss to Birmingham Southern, the highest seed here at this regional. The Seahawks lost 7-3 to Lynchburg in Game 2 here at Bank of the James yesterday. They led 2-0 on a 2-run triple from Brandon Grover in the top of the first, and then it was all Hornets from there. A balk brought a run in, and then a 3-run homer really changed the game. Riley O'Donovan, with one swing of the bat, delivered Lynchburg the lead that they would hang on to in that victory. That game between the two top seeds will come after this game. But right now, as you said, Braden Clark, that's the story. The sophomore on the mound here in this regional. He'll work with catch behind the plate, Canoe, Veneruso, Cicada, McCarthy. The infield, Beniers, Grover, and D'Amato. The outfield for Salve Regina. And Clark will work first against Christian Lanchinace, the sophomore from Lexington, Kentucky.
Certainly something to keep an eye on early is the changeup for Braden Clark. His changeup is a nasty pitch. There's a lot of three-dimensional break on it, and it will move inside to right-handed hitters. With a right-handed heavy offense of Earlham College, we'll see how that throws their hitters off and if that is a part of his strikeout repertoire that he's going to need in today's ballgame.
Bats did struggle yesterday for the Quakers, except for Jordan Curterer. He had a successful day, 3 for 4 with an RBI. And here we go. Top of the first. First pitch coming here from Braden Clark. And it will be a ball. The 1-0 from Clark. One outside, comes inside, 2-0.
You know, this is something the coaching staff had talked about. When you get to the regionals, you have umpires who are going to know the zone a little bit more from a compact standpoint.
2-0 is in there for a strike. Count 2-1.
And Braden Clark's going to have to be efficient in getting those pitches dialed in and not just on the corners, but inside those lines.
Clark 6-2 on the year, 2.56 ERA. Here's the 2-1. Does not get the call. So 3-1 the count here for Clark against leadoff man Christian Lanchinace. Clark kicks and delivers the 3-1. And he gets the strike call. Lanchinace was ready to head down to first, but he will have to take a full count pitch now.
There's that beautiful changeup, and it was working for him there. Great break.
Full count. Clark delivers. Outside, got him looking. Lanchinace decided not to swing. Again, thought he may have drawn the walk. Instead, he goes down looking. First strikeout of the day for Clark.
I mean, you got to love the pitch selection that he's going to there. He goes with a changeup on the inner half to a righty and then follows that pitch up with a bit of a cutting fastball on the outer edge. working both sides of the plate in a big count, 3-1 and 3-2.
You're not seeing double. This is Nathan Lanchinace, the outfielder. He will take inside for a ball. That pitch outside. And again, the count was 2-0 for Braden Clark.
Lanchinace, Nathan, the center fielder, had a fantastic season, hitting .360 in 38 games.
Here's the 2-0. This one put in play right to Will McCarthy. And there's 2 away.
Big time play from the third baseman, Will McCarthy. Athletic play over at third base. Had to get both feet off the ground. High jumping catch.
And here is the man for the Quakers, Andrew Bradley. 16 home runs on the year. Now, he had more home runs this year than he had had hits in his prior 3 years. Just an explosion of a season for Bradley as he swings and misses at the first pitch from Clark.
Well, a great curveball from Clark there. That goes a lot into coaching. I mean, you can't say enough. Dedication to the craft for Andrew Bradley to go from somebody who, didn't hit 16 home runs in his first 3 years to have 16 this season. It just is a testament to how hard he was willing to work to get himself here, but also his team here.
0-2 the count. Clark trying to make this a 1-2-3 top of the first. He delivers. Chopped on the ground. Clark barehands it. Has time. He fires to Canoe. 1-2-3. Go the Quakers. No score in the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the first. Seahawks coming up to bat.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Welcome back to Bank of the James Stadium. Bottom of the first. Andrew Pizzelli here alongside Niall Silberman, bringing you the call of this NCAA regional elimination game for Salve, Regina and Earlham. And on the mound here for the Quakers will be Aiden Tolarek. He will work with Embry behind the plate, Freeze, Christian Lanchinace, Swearigan, Basley, the infield, McCabe, Nathan Lanchinen, and Kurterer, the outfield for the Quakers. It was a 1-2-3 top of the first for Braden Clark, and now it's up to Aiden Tolarek to answer Niall.
He's got a big job here. The outfielders.
First pitch is a strike to Matt D'Amato.
Matt D'Amato, certainly one of the great hitters in the CCC, back-to-back all-conference honors.
He will take the second pitch, and that will be a ball. Tolarek was second team all HCAC, Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. That is how the Quakers got here. They won their conference as D'Amato puts it in play to second, gobbled up by Lanchinace. He tosses over to Freeze, and there's one down.
What I was going to say about Tolarek is that something that he is going to do is induce ground balls. Gets a lot of ground balls, is about a 1.2 to 1 ground ball to fly out pitcher. And he's not going to get his outs primarily via the strikeout. Had 59 strikeouts in 71 innings. So for the Seahawks, who are coming in today off of a hefty strikeout loss last game against Lynchburg.
Cicada fouls this one off.
They should be in a pretty well position to get barrels on balls today.
Talarick delivers. That one will catch the plate for strike 2. Quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 to Dustin Cicada. The 0-2. Tipped into the glove. Down goes Cicada.
And Talarick gets his first strikeout.
Here comes Tyler Canoe. Will bat with 2 out and no one on here in the bottom of the first. Seahawks serving as the home team here in this game.
Tyler Canoe had an impressive day yesterday. He had 1 hit, and it was in the first inning, but he had 3 balls that were barreled. So his hard hit percentage yesterday was 75%. He's having a hot start to the tournament down in the hot weather.
0-1 the count. Talarick delivers. That one down. Count will be 1-1. Tyler Canoe had a number of hard hit balls that were robbed down the first base line yesterday. Here's the 1-1, swing and a miss.
He did none more impressive defensively than Avery Neves over at first base, who saved the run at a crucial point in the game with an electric jumping play over at first base.
Here's the 1-2. Canoe lays off. Count will be 2-2. Braden Clark made it a 1-2-3 top of the first. Aiden Talarick trying to answer that. 2-2 count here with 2 outs. The pitch. Right down the pipe. Strike 3 is called. Talarick answers Clark. We're scoreless through 1. We head to the top of the second here from Lynchburg. You're watching NCAA regional action.
And welcome back to the Lynchburg Regional, where we have Braden Clark back on the mound for the Seahawks. He's looking to face 4, 5, 6 here against Earlham College in the top half of the second. He got a strikeout and ended the inning with a phenomenal barehanded play. He turned around, threw his right hand out, got the ball, and then fired a strike over to first base. One heck of a way to end an inning. He's looking to go 1-2-3 again here. He's facing Maxwell Freeze.
That was a great top of the first for Clark, but the answer from Talarick. Pressure shifts back to Clark here to deliver.
And Braden, first pitch of the second inning in there for a strike. It's on the curveball. It's good to see him using his off speed in these counts early and often. He goes with the curveball there, used a changeup back 3-1 in a crucial first at-bat of the first inning. It appears as if he's confident with both of his off-speed pitches so far today. Big pitch for Freeze, 1-1, swung on and missed. That was a fastball down and in, and now the count's 1-2. Braden Clark back on the mound. He likes to work quick. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball swung on, fouled back. Count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And that's a big thing for him about getting the leadoff man and being able to operate with no one on base. He can work at that pace that he likes. Ahead 1-2 here.
He kicks. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. It was a fastball up above the hands, and he has strikeout number 2 for the day. 4 up, 4 down. He's now facing Cameron McCabe. McCabe is there's no other way to say it, phenomenal hitter. He's the left fielder for Earlham College. He hit .342 on the year. That went along with 21 RBIs and a slugging percentage of .412. First pitch that he sees got him swinging. Count early 0-1. And again, you talk about how quickly Braden Clark works. He's right back into it. Misses with a fastball up in the zone. The count's 1-1. From our experiences watching him all year, that was something that he would do day in and day out, is work quick when he gets the rubber. Again here, 1-1. Great-looking curveball there.
That is a tough-looking breaking ball to a right-handed batter. That looks like it's maybe going to hit you and then just tails away to catch the strike zone.
This one hit right side. Veneruso there. Nice play with the glove. He flips to first, and that is time. 2 up, 2 down here in the second. Nice play on the short hop by Chris Veneruso.
Well, easy work so far here for Clark. Efficient work. And what is probably the best weather he has pitched in all year long.
Yeah, it's certainly a different story than the windy weather of Newport, Rhode Island. That is to say the least. Here's Baisley, the third baseman.
Oh, Clark's starting to find a rhythm. He got behind the first few batters he faced. Now he's jumping ahead in the counts.
He has gotten a first pitch strike, all 3 batters so far this inning. There's another curveball. That one just misses on the outer half. Counts even 1-1. And in the same way that 0-0 pitches matter, you want to go 0-1. If you're any pitcher, you want to go 0-1. 1-1 matters as well. And that 1-1 is a winner. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now here's a hefty pitcher advantage. 1 ball, 2 strikes, all the pitches for Clark working. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. There's going to be a throw down to first. Catch fires. Canoe reaches, makes the catch. Braden Clark goes 1-2-3 yet again and gets himself 2 strikeouts. We are scoreless through 1.5 here in the Lynchburg Regional. We'll be back to watch Seahawks 4-5-6 when we come back.
Diving in college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's going to become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
And welcome back to the Lynchburg Regional, where the Seahawks of Salve, Regina are going to get their second chance to swing it. Leading off for the inning will be the catcher, Dylan Ketch. He was a part of the 2-run outburst back in the first inning when Brandon Grover drove in 2 with a, obviously, 2 RBI triple.
Yeah, Seahawks yesterday jumped ahead 2-0, feeling good, embracing an underdog role. But obviously the games are long, bounces are frequent. It's a good battle. But the Seahawks will not take much consolation in playing a good game against a very difficult opponent. They believe they can beat anybody. And now this is going to be a great game. 2 teams fighting for their lives.
That is exactly right. And there is an aspect of early in the season, you play a very hard-fought game against an extremely elite-level team in Lynchburg. You feel good about that moving forward. But here in the regionals, there's no such thing as that mentality. It is, win or lose, and there's really no middle part of that spectrum. It's polar opposites, win or lose. So the Seahawks certainly looking to come into today and take advantage of any mistake that they can capitalize on, like a 2-0 count where Dylan Ketch finds himself right now. Big pitch for Talarek. And that one's well inside, so now it counts 3-0. Very batter-friendly count here in the bottom half of the second. The Seahawks looking for their first base runner. It'll be the first base runner of the game if Dylan Ketch can reach. Talarek's 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike.
We'll see what Dylan does here. Seahawks all-time hits leader. 3-1 count. May look to take again. See if Talarek can find the plate.
This one chopped left side. Shortstop makes a nice play. Fields throws first in time. And that will retire Dylan Ketch, so 1 up, 1 down.
Good play by Sweargent. Little bit of a reach there for Freeze, but uses that 6'2 frame, keeps the toe on the bag.
Really good job by Talarek to fight back in that count. Both pitchers now even in 1-1 from coming back from a very unfavorable count. Braden Clark had to do so 3-1 back in the first, and now Talarek does it here 3-0 in the second. Will McCarthy now steps into the box for the Seahawks. He's the everyday third baseman. And he's up in the count 1-0. This one swung on, popped up right side, way out of play. I was down near the batting cages today and yesterday, and a lot of loud contact was coming off of the bat of number 40, Will McCarthy. He's been seeing it well. Similarly to Tyler Canoe, Will McCarthy had a couple of balls that he squared up really well that didn't fall for a base hit. He swings through one here, however, and that will be strikeout number 2 for Talarek. 2 up, 2 down for the Seahawks. And that brings up number 8, the sophomore, the captain. It is Brandon Grover. As we mentioned earlier in this half of the inning, Brandon Grover had the big-time 2 RBI triple back in the first against Lynchburg in yesterday's matchup. This one swung on, hit hard right side, and that will be base hit number 1 for Brandon Grover. He is the first base runner of today's game.
Well, first pitch swinging, just drives it to right field. Good contact there for Grover.
Grover is certainly one of the players that's been taking advantage of the opportunity to be playing down here in Lynchburg. Obviously, we've talked a decent amount about his triple yesterday. That was big time in the first. He had another hit. He also had a spectacular diving play in center field, laying out full extension. Justice Welch steps up to the plate. First pitch he sees, curveball that gets past the catcher, and off to second base goes Brandon Grover.
Well, a few had gotten past Embry earlier this inning when no one was on. Obviously, it doesn't make a difference then, but with Grover on, easily able to take second, and now a runner in scoring position. You talk about opportunity. Justice Welch getting the nod here today to start as the DH, and a chance to give the Seahawks an early lead. Batting here with 2 outs and a runner on.
Good pitch there, just off the outside part of the plate, so now the count is 2-0. And for Justice Welch, in his first at-bat of the regional, he's in a good spot to find a pitch. 2-0 count. Talarek has been good with his breaking stuff. We'll see what he goes to here. He checks second. Good pitch. Swung on and missed there by Justice.
Oh, it sounds cliche because you could say it about any game, but runners in scoring position, you need to capitalize and bring them home. When you have opportunities, you must capitalize. Seahawks had some struggles with that early in the year, had a big win streak where that really was not an issue as Welch takes up high. But here in this regional, Seahawks left some men on in critical situations yesterday. Want to try and not make that a trend. 3-1 count here for Welch to try and flip that script early on.
And it was a good take from him on the 2-1 pitch. It was a pitch just above the zone. He held off, 3-1 pitch. This one swung on, hit left side. Nice play by the shortstop. He throws it on the run, made it look good. And that'll do it for the Seahawks here in the bottom half of the second. One runner did reach. It was on a single, Brandon Grover. But we will head to the top half of the third inning with a scoreless ball game. It's all tied up, 0s apiece.
Get your career in the game by enrolling in the University of Lynchburg MBA program with an emphasis in sport management. This program opens the doors to new possibilities for a variety of careers, from being an athletic director or working in athletic administration to working for professional organizations, your favorite team, to running a local Parks and Rec department. And employers are increasingly requesting and preferring individuals who have postgraduate education, specifically looking for an MBA. And so the University of Lynchburg Sport Management concentration in the MBA program sets you up for success, and it sets you apart from the many other people looking for jobs in the industry. Learn from winners. Here you will learn from professors and mentors who have spent their careers doing exactly what you want to do. Increase your marketability in an $83 billion industry. If you have a 3.0 GPA, the GMAT is waived. There's no application fee, admissions occurs on a rolling basis, and our online program is ideal for working adults. When you enroll in this program, you enroll in the opportunity to learn from the best of the best. Your professors have a wealth of experience working in the sport industry that they share with you in the classroom setting. Get in the game by getting your MBA with a sport management concentration at the University of Lynchburg.
Welcome back to Bank of the James Stadium here at this NCAA Regional in Lynchburg, Virginia. Andrew Pizzelli alongside Niall Silberman bringing you the call. Top of the third, scoreless here between Salve, Regina and Earlham. Braden Clark through 2 innings, 3 strikeouts. He faces the catcher, Easton Embry. Chop to short. Cicada Fields tosses to Canoe. Quickly one down.
A very interesting observation there. Braden Clark missed with a curveball down in the zone. It bounced before it got to the catcher's glove, and yet after the pitch, Dylan Ketch got it, picked up the ball, and pointed at Braden Clark in a very nice way, saying, "Great pitch," as if they wanted to see Braden Clark finishing that curveball a bit more. In the first 2 innings, he left the curveball up 3 separate times. He finished it there, buried it. Watch for him to use that in strikeout counts.
Here is Kurterer, who had a great day yesterday against Birmingham Southern. 3 for 4 with an RBI. On the ground, vacuumed by Veneruso, and he tosses to Canoe very quickly. 2 outs.
Efficiency is the name of the game here in the regionals. For both teams playing in today's ball game, they're going to have to win 4 consecutive games, starting with this game, in order to be the Lynchburg regional champion. You're going to have a lot of bullpen arms healthy and fresh. Having the starter go a long way is the key.
There's Zach Swearingen. He'll put this one in the air. That will find a gap in shallow right center. And now the first base runner. So 2 outs and a man on for Earlham. This will bring up Christian Lanchinace again, who's 0 for 1, has struck out.
So for Earlham, they attacked early. They saw a Braden Clark fastball, and they got on top of it. Braden Clark isn't going to overpower you with his fastball, 84 to 89. It's when you get deep in counts against him, he can use his curveball, changeup, and fastball all effectively and locate them well.
Swing and a miss from Lanchinace. You talked about the importance of having your starters go deep into games, but also efficient. As you alluded to, if either Salve, Regina, or Earlham want to win this region, you're going to need plenty of healthy arms. As Swearingen kind of deked like he was going to go steal second. But you may need starters to come in again on Sunday. So obviously you're hoping that your starters can go the distance here today and do whatever it takes to get a win. But if you can have efficient days, as the 0-2 pitch is down and in, count 1 and 2, you could leave yourself available.
Exactly right. And
later
that's another part of the puzzle of why you're looking for your offense to get ahead early. It's because if you get yourself a sizable lead, you can go to your bullpen early, save a starter arm, and be able to use him on Saturday if necessary, or Sunday.
Check on the runner, very close. Ranger able to hop back safe. Yeah, easy to forget what day it is. 14-hour drive for Salve Regina to get down here. And then the days, especially in the heat, just start to blur together. 1-2 count, 2 outs. That breaking ball misses up high. Count 2-2.
As expected, Braden Clark going to his curveball there in a strikeout count. He leaves that one up.
Check swing, very close. There's going to be an appeal down to first base. They say no. Count will be full, 3-2.
Good piece of hitting from Lanchinace there. Holds off, commits with everything but the hands.
Swearingen takes his lead at first. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the top of the third. Clark delivers for a ball. Runner was going. Delay from the home plate umpire. We've seen some late called strike 3s, not that time. So the inning will continue here for Earlham. 2 on, 2 out. Opportunity for Nathan Lanchinace.
Well, Lanchinace Christian sets up his brother Nathan for a big spot here. Runners in scoring position certainly was the key for success for Earlham College. They have it here in the third. There are the 2 outs.
Clark's first pitch will be for a strike. Best opportunity so far here for Earlham. Slow chopper down the line, charged by McCarthy. He will not throw.
Tough play there for McCarthy. It was a swinging bunt that just dribbled down the third base line. McCarthy charged it hard, picked it up cleanly with his bare hand, ready to throw. But by the time that he had collected it, just not in time to have a shot to get Nathan running down the line. He's a good runner.
Well, here you go if you're Earlham College. Andrew Bradley at the plate. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Biggest pressure situation here for Braden Clark.
This is exactly what Earlham was looking for. Loaded bases, tie ball game, Bradley at the plate.
Here's the first pitch. Swung into left field. That'll be a base hit. 1 run is in. They will hold the other runners. Earlham takes the lead.
Great piece of hitting from Bradley there. Sees a fastball in the inner half early in the count. Decides to jump on it. Does so effectively. He stays on top of the fastball and drills it into left field. But a great play from Jared Beniers to stop that from being more than just 1. Strong throw back into the plate. Keeps the bases loaded.
I was going to say, Christian Lanchinace held up at third because of that good throw and good read by Beniers. Bases still loaded, 2 outs. Here's the first baseman, Freeze. Clark delivers. That's put in the air. Center field, Grover comes in, makes the grab, and that ends the inning. But the Quakers strike first. They'll lead 1-0. Seahawks looking to answer. We head to the bottom of the third.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
Welcome back to Bank of the James Stadium. Andrew Pizzelli alongside Niall Silberman bringing you the call here in an elimination game of this NCAA regional here in Lynchburg. 1-0 the score. Earlham striking first here in the top of the third. Now the bottom of the third. First pitch from Tolarek. Chris Veneruso will take that for a ball. And if you're Salve Regina, you honestly are okay only giving up the 1 run given bases loaded and Bradley at the plate for the Quakers.
Yeah, for the Quakers, what they're looking to do is get runners in scoring position for the middle of their lineup, and that's exactly what they got. So, of course, to be down in the ball game 1-0 and have that run come in the third, it's not exactly what you're looking for if you're Salve Regina, but to limit the damage and only allow one, as you said, given the situation, that is a win.
Veneruso will fly this one out to center. Good read and run there by Nathan Lanchinace. And there's one out.
Great contact there from Veneruso. In his first at-bat, to be piecing a ball up like that off the barrel, that's a very productive at-bat as he moves forward to his at-bats 2, 3, potentially 4. Good wood.
Here's Jared Beniers now getting the nod in left field. First pitch from Tolarek, foul back. And we talked about there's no, we've said this on many broadcasts, there's no stat for it, but plays like a catcher making a good pick or outfielder making a good read there to save a run as Beniers lays down a bunt that will then squib foul. A lot of spin on that ball.
Yeah, he just missed. Beniers can absolutely fly from that box. Just missed laying down the perfect bunt, but he'll come back to the box now with 2 strikes.
Now, if this was 150 years ago by the rules then, you could do that. You could hit the ball and have it spin out of play, and it's still good.
I can tell you every pitcher
Some things
in
have
the
changed
world.
since then, though, because pitchers did not like that.
You can understand why.
0-2 count now for Beniers with 1 out. No one on here for Salve Regina. Talarek kicks and delivers. And got him looking.
Great piece of pitching from Talarek there. Spots up a fastball in the outer half. He appears to have full command of both the inner and outer parts of the plate whenever he wants to. He went with a 0-0 pitch inner half. With the bunt attempt, it was in the middle but on the outer half, and then spots up a fastball on the true outer half right on the black. He has his command working for him today.
Followed off here by Matt D'Amato, back to the top of the order. 4 Ks for Talarek. 2 have been looking so far. Here's the 0-1. D'Amato will take, and it will be a ball.
And in a regional, getting Ks looking does not mean that the umpire missed a call. It means that you perfectly spotted up a pitch after you sequenced in that bat well. There are no missed calls at this level. Really good pitch from Talarek so far.
The 1-1 is hit hard in the air, but foul to left field. Count 1-2. Talarek again trying to make quick work here of the Seahawks. Looks in for the signs from Embry. Now delivers the 1-2. Fouled off by D'Amato. That one in on the hands.
Yeah, good fight from D'Amato. He just saw a fastball in the outer part of the plate that was up in the zone, and now he sees one right there on the inner half of the zone, down near the knees. Good fight.
1-2. Inside corner. Ball 2. 1-0. Earlham with the lead. 2-2 pitch. Cut on and missed. 5th strikeout for Talarek. He is cruising so far, and Earlham, they lead 1-0, and they'll come up to bat. We're headed to the top of the 4th here from Lynchburg.
When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible, by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer. In the athletic training laboratory, you'll get hands-on experience, practicing your skills, applying concepts from the classroom, and working with faculty on research projects. It's also where our hydrotherapy facilities are. This space is also used by students for studying and practicing skills outside of class time. In the Sports Medicine Clinic and Turner Gymnasium, you'll work with student athletes from more than 20 NCAA Division III sports teams, helping get them back to practice and into the game as soon as possible. As an athletic training student, you're a big part of the success of our sports teams and the success of the local athletic teams. We see this relationship as a win-win situation. You learn, and that helps us win.
And welcome back to the Lynchburg Regional. We are in an elimination game between Earlham College and Salve Regina University. I'm Niall Silverman, joined alongside with Andrew Pizzelli. Braden Clark back out for the top half of the fourth, and he starts off the inning with ball one. Fastball just missing off the outer part of the plate. Looking to even things up. Great curveball in there for a strike. That might have been his best of the day.
Facing McCabe here, who's already 0 for 1. Both of these pitches have been working very quickly.
There's one chop back to the mound. Braden Clark stops it. He's going to pick it up, fires to first, but it gets away. Over to second base goes McCabe. There might be a play. There will not be. So an unbelievable show of athleticism for Braden Clark to do two things. A, get out of the way. That ball was a ground ball coming back to the head of pitcher Braden Clark. He gets out of the way very effectively, gets a glove on it. It bounces out of his glove, takes him to the ground. He has the wherewithal to get himself up, find the ball, and then fire a strike to Tyler Canoe. But as he picked it up, he fell a little bit off of his backside, and the throw got away from him. So now over at second base is going to be McCabe.
Yeah, that's obviously first things first that Clark is okay, right? Slipping a little bit off the mound, having a ball come right back at you like that. Then again, makes another play, trying to barehand and turn and throw. That one just a little off the mark. And that puts a runner in scoring position. And Clark will have to work off of that. Opportunity, though, here for Earlham to add to their lead.
Now a runner in scoring position with nobody out. As was mentioned earlier, Earlham excels with runners in scoring position. They hit 80 points better when there are runners in scoring position, which in baseball numbers is huge.
And that is officially ruled an error on Clark.
This one swung on, hit hard center field. Brandon Grover tracing back. He looks over his shoulder. It's not going to get over the wall. It bounces off the top of the wall. Coming to the plate is going to be McCabe, and headed to third in time and safely is the third baseman, Devin Baisley. So now there are 2 runs on the board.
Well, what a shot to center field. Brandon Grover started racing back and then realized he was not going to have a play on that ball. It ricochets off the wall, and that's going to be a difficult thing here for Salve Regina at this regional. This is the highest wall that they've played all year, and learning those bounces, learning when and where to stop running and wait for the carom, it favors the Quakers here. 2-0 lead with no outs.
It certainly does. The Seahawks are not used to playing with a warning track at all, so to kind of have the gauge of where you are based off of the warning track is not something that Brandon Grover has the luxury of playing with. Nonetheless, a great piece of hitting from Baisley there. He barreled it to the deepest part of the park, 400 in dead center, and that one-hopped the wall. And now Braden Clark in a 2-0 count. He's going to have to fight again to limit the damage here in this inning. Good pitch there, just off the plate. Now the count moves to 3 balls and no strikes.
And that's the 5th hit of the game as well for Earlham.
Three-0 count. Fastball inner half, and that one misses. Runners on the corner, still nobody out. A little bit of stirring down in the Seahawk bullpen.
We'll see. We may get a visit here from pitching coach Andrew McKeon. He's at the top of the steps, and he will come out. So we'll see what happens here with the Seahawks. We talked about this. Both teams wanting to and needing to find a way, whatever it takes to win this game here, but also trying to calculate how best to manage your pitching staffs to play another game today, hoping to play 2 games tomorrow. And this is probably a lot of this could be conversations with Clark. How do you feel? How much further do you think you could go? What we want out of you? It obviously is a very tough thing to have the ball taken from you early on in a game, but if you're the Seahawks and you think you could bring in an arm here, as we saw Lynchburg do yesterday with Matfield on the mound and bringing in Thurman, their closer, to go basically 5 innings, you can preserve other arms to win this game and have Clark available down the road, maybe sometime tomorrow. But obviously he's going to be left in here, see what kind of action stirs in the Seahawks pen, and hoping for Clark to find a way to at least buy time for any arm that's winning without bringing in any more runs, or if he can get efficient outs, get out of this inning in general.
Great pitch there. He starts it off with a fastball in the inner half. Warming up in the bullpen is the primary long reliever for the Seahawks, the arm of tall right-hander Graham Jeffries.
This is a great position, though, for Earlham.
This one swung on, hit. Shallow center field. Brandon Grover tracing. He catches it. He fires. They are going to keep the runner at third. So a fly out, no sack fly.
Yeah, just not deep enough for Kurterer. And obviously the strong arm from Grover holding up the runner at third. That's Baisley. So 1 out, runners at the corners.
In regional games, runs come at a premium. And it is the job of Zach Swearingen to drive in one here. When you have a runner on third base and nobody out, you certainly are looking to get him scoring. Braden Clark, on the other hand, is looking at it like this. If I can get myself a ground ball here, I could find myself only giving up 1 run yet again, and 1 run isn't going to haunt you for the Seahawks at this point in the game. They were going to have to score to win regardless. Good fastball there from Clark, and he evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. But this is certainly a pressure moment for both sides. Big pitch, 1-1. Braden Clark delivers, swung on, fouled back. So now Braden Clark is in a pitcher's count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's sequenced fastballs and curveballs in this at-bat. We'll see if he goes to the changeup. Here he is, 1-2 pitch. Up high with the fastball. Now the count's even yet again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another huge pitch here. 2-2, leverage count in a leverage spot. This one swung on, barreled to center field and deep to center field. Will certainly give the runner from third a chance to score, and it will. So Baisley comes on home, and now the Earlham lead moves to 3.
Well, that time, a deep enough shot from Swearingen to bring home that runner, and Grover, no attempt to make a throw from deep center field that could go awry.
Certainly
concede that run.
From that deep in center field, at no point do you consider going home to the plate. You're just preventing the runner from first base from advancing to second. When you're traveling back like that, the time it would take to gather your momentum and throw, it's simply not. Major leaguers are not capable of a play like that. Impossible play from center field. So the run completely earned, you could say. Great piece of hitting with 2 strikes there from Swearingen. There goes the runner. Good pick by Catch. Throw down to second. It's going to be close, but it hits off the leg. And he'll stay on second base.
That's an interesting play. I mean, did that go off of Embry, or did that go off of Veneruso?
That hit off the leg of Embry as he was sliding into second base. Good slide. This Earlham squad is a very aggressive team when it comes to stealing bases. They're averaging 2.98, just under 3 stolen bases per game, and they steal bases at an extremely effective clip, 82%. With that said, a lot of the stolen bases come from the Lanchin Ace family. They have a combined 44 stolen bases. And here's one of them, Christian Lancinese. He's in a 1-2 count.
34th stolen bag. Or, sorry. Stolen? Never mind. We'll effort the stats in between the innings. Why guess? 1-2 count with 2 outs.
Good pitch from Clark just off the outer half. And that will again even the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Clark really having to work here in these last 2 innings. It was efficiency in the first 2. And it has been battle testing here in the last 2. 2-strike pitch. Braden Clark kicks, delivers, swung on and missed. So he finishes off with a strikeout of Christian Lancinese. And the 4th inning will come to a close here soon as the Seahawks look to put some runs up on the board. They have a 3-0 deficit heading to the bottom half of the 4th. We'll be back.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Is it Earlham?
Is it pronounced Earlham?
It's Earlham, and it's a place for
amateur farmers,
Athletes.
Artists.
Barefooters. World changers.
do-gooders.
It's a place for you.
And it'll change your life for good.
And welcome back to the Lynchburg Regional, where starting pitcher for Earlham College has been killing it. 3 innings of work so far, no runs up on the board, only the 1 hit. There are no walks and 5 strikeouts for Tarlick. He'll be facing the 2-3-4 part of the lineup for Salve Regina. The 2-hitter Dustin Cicada steps up to the plate 0 for 1. Fastball up in the zone. Cicada takes it.
Do want to clarify that stat on Embry. 7 stolen bases now on the year. Initially glancing at this stat line, 34 stolen bases for a catcher would have been insane.
Yeah, certainly surprising to say the least. But hey, you never know. They got themselves to a regional. What can't they do? 1-1 count now. Pitch to Cicada. Swung on, hit right side, just foul. A screaming line drive. Inches off of the foul line over on the right field side.
And that one, interestingly, could have kicked into the corner, and there's a gate back there as well. That one could have gotten into an interesting position for Kurterer to try and dig out. That could have been 2 for Cicada if it was fair.
Now a foul ball here. Certainly 2, possibly 3. One part of Salve Regina's lineup is that they're deep in athletic hitters. So you're going to get 1 through 9 players who can steal bases and take extra bags. Cicada, always a threat to be on third anytime he drives the ball into a gap.
He's been making good contact here in this at-bat against Tolarek. Struck out in his first time at the plate. 2-2 here.
Big pitch, Tolarek delivers, swung on and again fouled off.
Well, this will be big for the Seahawks to just try and really work Tolarek Trailing 3-0 now. Obviously, lots of time. Plenty of baseball left. Have not been able to solve Tolarek, though.
This one swung on, hit right side. Right fielder is there, Kutterer. And he reaches up to make the catch. That one traveled a bit farther than expected. He caught that back near the warning track. Nonetheless, 1 up, 1 down.
Well, Cicadas 0 for 2, but that time a lot of contact on the ball.
Talk about somebody who's had a lot of contact on the ball. Tyler Canoe steps up to the plate.
This has been great work, though, here for Aiden Tolarek. Working with the lead, working efficiently.
And really commanding his pitches. Great curveball there, outer half. He was the ace for the Earlham staff so far this year. 71 innings, 3.8 ERA. This one swung on, hit deep left center field. The center fielder appears to have a read on it. He does, reaches up, and he makes the catch. So 2 up, 2 down, both deep flyouts to the right and center fielder.
I was going to say exactly. 2 really hard hit balls, but they are both producing outs. That time, Nathan Lanchinace able to make the beat on it. And the wind that there is, not strong, is blowing across the field, left to right. For the most part, it is a still and hot morning. Still, 4 minutes will be an afternoon. 11 a.m. start to this game. The winner will have to play sometime around 5:30, if not later, depending upon the middle game here today, the showdown between Lynchburg and Birmingham Southern.
2-0 count here to catch. And that one in there for a strike on the outer half. On the last pitch, appeared as if Embry and Tolarek got crossed up. As Embry caught that in a position most catchers don't choose to catch a ball in. Nonetheless, he fires back and comes back. He's 2-1. But he misses there, so now 3-1. And again, Dylan Ketch finds himself in the hitters' counts. It's something that has been elusive for Salve Regina hitters. A lot of fastball strikes early and often. But Dylan Ketch consistently finding 3-ball counts. This one swung on, and this one is popped up left field. So they're spraying the outfielders in this half of the inning. Left fielder's there. He reaches up. He makes the catch. And 1, 2, 3 go the Seahawks yet again. They're going to need a quick inning here out of Braden Clark. When we come back, we're going to get a chance to see Earlham College try and put some more runs up on the board. Top 5 when we come back.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person. Competing at a Division III level created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Welcome back to Bank of the James Stadium, top of the 5th here in this NCAA Regional here in Lynchburg, Virginia. Thank you for finding us on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Andrew Pizzelli alongside Niall Silberman bringing you the call. It is 3-0 Earlham with the lead here in this elimination game. Braden Clark has been chased from the game, the starter here today. Instead, the Quakers will have to deal with Graham Jeffries, the hard-throwing right-hander. Niall, tell us a little bit about what Jeffries brings to the mound.
What you get when you're facing Graham Jeffries is a dominant pitcher. The Quakers are going to have to attack his fastball early in counts, because if you get down in counts against Graham Jeffries, it is near impossible to stay on time when he gives you the mix that he gives you of a 12-6 curveball, a true 12-6, an elite level changeup that's going to break down and in, and his fastball range anywhere from 88 to 91 at any given time. You give him the warm weather, that could be rising to 89 to 92. He's very tough to hit, but if you attack early, that is when hitters have success against Graham Jeffries. He comes into today's game with a ballooned ERA due to a really tough inning, but a 5.81 ERA in 31 innings of work. However, he has 48 strikeouts compared with just 11 walks in those 31 innings.
So the day ended for Braden Clark, who went 4 innings, 4 strikeouts, 1 looking, is charged with all 3 of the runs that Earlham has. And really, this decision could be just as much about managing the day as it is managing the game with Clark. Obviously, we know has more to give, but down 3-0 here, want to try and say preserve him if possible if Salve Regina can make a comeback. But you have to feel good if you're Earlham that you've already chased 1 pitcher from the game.
Yeah, you're looking to get to the bullpen as fast as possible if you're Earlham College. You know the starters have carried so much weight for Salve Regina. But more importantly, they got themselves a 3-0 lead. And for the Seahawks, they feel as if it's paramount for them to limit damage on the defensive and pitching side to give their offense a chance to get on the board.
That one finds the plate as well. 0-2 the count here for Jeffries facing Nathan Lanchinace. It was 1 for 2 here this afternoon, which we can say now, officially 12:01 p.m. here in Lynchburg. Hit over the glove of the leaping Cicada. That'll be a base hit. Lanchinace thought about 2, but a quick throw from Grover backing up Cicada in the outfield. 6th hit of the afternoon for Earlham.
Well, that's baseball, is it not? Just an inch over the glove of shortstop Dustin Cicada. The difference between a leadoff single and a leadoff lineout. But the Quakers win this battle with the baseball odds.
So once again, no one on, a base runner once again. And here's Andrew Bradley. You look at that breaking ball up high. Bradley could have done way more damage for the Quakers earlier in this game. Back in the top of the 3rd. Hit a single to bring in a run, but it was bases loaded. Looking to do more damage here. Again, the breaking ball that time in there for a strike. Count 1-1.
Andrew Bradley just got a real taste of what Graham Jeffries brings to the table. That curveball had its apex around the head of Bradley, 40 feet down the mound, and just ridiculous break as it closes in on the catcher's glove.
Here's the 1-1. Runner goes. Breaking ball caught by catch. Fired high and late. So another stolen base here for the Quakers. And they're in business. Runner in scoring position with no outs. Bradley still at the plate, and he's got a good count, 2-1.
And the Lanchinace brothers strike again on the base paths. Their 45th combined stolen base on the year.
Jeffries will step off the rubber here. Count 2-1. Bradley looking to drive in another. He comes set. Glances back at the runner. Now delivers home. Breaking ball just chopped off the end of the bat. Charging is Cicada. He fires to Canoe. And that'll get Bradley. But the runner advances to third with 1 out.
And you really get a chance to see the value of a stolen base there. That was a tailor-made double play if it had been that there was a runner on first base. Of course, there was not. So not only do they avoid having 2 outs, they now have a runner on third base due to the stolen base. So still in a very good position to score is Earlham College here.
And the Seahawks now, it's been 3 innings in a row of saying just trying to limit damage and not give up more than a run or 2, but eventually that starts to compound itself, trailing 3-0. 1 out here, opportunity for Earlham to add to their lead here in this elimination game. 1-0 count here for Graham Jeffries. He winds and fires. Well, that will be a strike. Facing Maxwell Freeze.
And that was the change up. You see the change of pace.
Freeze 0 for 2 in the game so far. Here's the 1-1 from Jeffries. Breaking ball. Nice looking pitch, but too high. Counts 2-1. 1 out, 1 on here for the Quakers. Jeffries can't find the plate again. Count will be 3-1. Hitters count here for Freeze. The pitch from Jeffries. Hit in the air, left field and foul. That one will skip off the concourse.
Two-seam action there on that pitch, and it caused Freeze to just catch that ball, swung it really well, but cut it on the inner part of the barrel, drove it foul.
3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here. Jeffries dealing with Freeze at the plate. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 4. It'll be runners at the corners with just 1 out. Here comes McCabe, the left fielder for the Quakers. He's 1 for 2 here this afternoon.
A walk is not the worst possible outcome for that situation. You do give yourself an additional out here, out of the inning type play. A ground ball anywhere will end the inning if it's hit to a player. The Seahawks should be playing double play depth throughout the infield. Of course, a strikeout would have been the ideal situation, but better than a hit or even a sac fly. The Seahawks trying to keep runs at a minimum.
Here's the pitch from Jeffries. That one's right down the pipe. Strike 1. Oh, 0-1 the count. Runners at the corners here for Earlham, leading 3-0. And looking for more. Here's the breaking ball from Jeffries. Misses high and in.
Jeffrey's success today against the very good hitters of Earlham, especially in this part of the lineup, is going to depend on his ability to command that curveball in any count.
Here's the 1-1. That one's too low. Count 2-1. Good discipline here from the Earlham batters.
McCabe does an excellent job staying off of a well-placed pitch there. Great fastball in the outer half. Just misses either down or outside. Nonetheless, as you said, great patience from McCabe.
That one's outside. Count 3-1. Jeffries in danger here of walking the bases loaded.
McCabe, a good hitter, certainly ready for this 3-1 count. 342 hitter on the year is McCabe.
Long look from Jeffries. He delivers the 3-1. That's outside. And it will be bases loaded for Earlham. And another massive opportunity for them to tack on more runs. I'm not sure what the conversation is going to be here. The home plate umpire is out to talk to McCabe. And the trainer is coming out, I think. Could be a blood situation. Need a Band-Aid. So 1 out, bases loaded here. This is a massive turning point here in this game. Earlham looking to add to and expand their lead and really put the pressure on Salve, Regina. The Seahawks just trying, as they have the last 2 innings, to just limit the damage and stay within hailing distance. But an uphill mountain now for Graham Jeffries to climb out of.
To say the least, this is a huge pressure moment. You can feel the pressure inside the stadium. both sides have a lot riding on this. For the Seahawks, they need to keep this deficit near 3. And for Earlham, they can break this game open in this at-bat, or at least in this part of the lineup. Devin Baisley, of course, had the RBI triple earlier in this game. He knows that he can hit. An extra base here would be a devastating blow to Salve Regina.
1-0 the count. Jeffries looks in for the sign from Dylan Ketch. Now kicks and delivers. Breaking ball inside. Gets away from Ketch. It'll roll to the backstop. And another run will score for the Quakers. And Niall, that's just in this ballpark with how deep the backstop is. Dylan Ketch used to playing at home with a shorter backstop. Maybe a chance to turn and make a play. Any ball that gets away from a catcher here today, unless it is scorched, is going to bring a runner home from third.
Yeah, without even too much of an effort from the runner over at third base. If a ball gets past the catcher, it is certainly going to score him. There's a decent 50, possibly 60, potentially even more room back there. It will score a run. Now the infield moves in.
2-0 pitch is lined into right field. Down for a base hit. Basley is actually going to chug into second. 2 more runs score. And the Quakers now are in business.
Well, talk about a day for Devin Baisley. He has been using baseball vernacular going off. 3 RBIs, a double and a triple, and it's only the 5th inning. Baisley is seeing it well. And in an elimination game, there's more to the game of baseball than just I hit a double or I hit a triple. There's a lot of will and heart that goes into doing what Devin Baisley's done here today. He's been facing elite level pitching in the Division III, in the country of Division III level, and he's seeing the ball well and doing what his team needs him to do for them to continue to advance and hopefully for them to be able to play later tonight.
He's a junior from Allen Park, Michigan. He has delivered some of the biggest swings here this afternoon for Earlham, who lead now 6-0.
When you say biggest swings, both in a literal and figurative sense.
Check swing here from Embry, who will take a strike. Still just the 1 out. 1-1 pitch here from Jeffries. Does get the strike call. Count 1-2.
For both sides, that's the important part to remember. There is only 1 out, and this game is, far, far, far from over. Earlham can still add on, and for the Seahawks, they need to be focused and get out of this inning.
2-2 count. Yeah, 1 run in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 3 here in the top of the 5th. If you're Salve Regina, you just cannot let that number get away. Earlham, though, in a great position still to add to and try and make this lead much larger. Two-two count here for Embry at the plate with the 1 out. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, cut on and missed. Nice looking pitch there from Jeffries.
That was a big-time strikeout. As you were talking about earlier, for the Seahawks who are trying to keep this score now 6-0, you erase everything from the past and you think about right now, we have 18 outs left to score 7 runs, and that is the way that team is seeing it. That's the way the coaching staff sees it. You don't think about the fact that you're down by 6. You think that you need to score 7. But as you run through the later parts of the innings, you run out of outs to give in order to manufacture runs. And it's very difficult without power hitters up and down the lineup to score runs without sacrificing outs in exchange for the runs. And so to have it at 6 certainly makes it difficult for the Seahawks here. They'll need to score more than 1 per inning.
This is Kurterer now at the plate with 2 outs. The runner still in scoring position. He's 0 for 2 in the game. 1-1 the count. Jeffries delivers home. Swing and a miss from Kurterer. Well, this has been the difference so far. With runners on and in scoring position, Earlham 4 for 9. The Seahawks 0 for 1. They have only had one runner in scoring position so far, so they need to really get their bats going to not let this game slip away. Here's the 0-2. That one is low. Count will be 1-2.
Great pitch there to change the eye level. Fastball just below the knees.
One-two count. 2 outs, runner on here for Earlham. The pitch. That one inside. Kurterer does not chase that. Count will be full.
Big pitch here.
Fouled off. That one will be lifted out of play. Two outs. Jeffries trying to get out of this inning. The pitch. On the ground, Canoe gathers, and he'll race over and touch first, and that ends the top of the 5th, but another productive inning for the Quakers. This time they put up 3 runs, and the Seahawks mountain gets a little higher and steeper. They'll come up to bat in the bottom of the 5th, 6-0. Quakers with the lead. We'll be back.
Look what you're missing.
Welcome back to Lynchburg here in this NCAA regional. It's an elimination game between Salve, Regina, and Earlham, and the Quakers have the 6-0 lead. Bottom of the 5th, Aiden Tolarek, 5 strikeouts through 4 innings. We'll deal with Will McCarthy first here for Salve, Regina, and he will line this one just over the leap of Swearingen. Seahawks needed that, just their 2nd hit of the afternoon. And Niall, we were talking about it in between the break. Salve Regina, such a momentum team, needing something to go right, trailing 6-0 here. See if that can get their bats going because to this point they have been pretty quiet.
You know, exactly right, and that was another opportunity right there. We got the chance to see a ball go in terms of the game of inches in the favor of Salve Regina, who has seen it multiple times today not go in their favor. That one was inches over the glove of the shortstop Swearingen. He was just unable to come up with that catch, so that one goes there well. Well-pieced ball there by Will McCarthy.
Brandon Grover down on the count now, 0-1 after the swing and miss. Tolarek comes set. Now kicks and delivers. On the ground into right field for a base hit. So back-to-back hits for the Seahawks after only having 1 hit through 4 innings. 2 here in the bottom of the 5th.
And not only base hits, Andrew, but barreled balls driven to the outfield.
This will bring up Justice Welch. the designated hitter. 2 on, no one away. Talerick will glance at the runners. Now delivers to Welch, who checks his swing. And will take a ball.
Great take there from Welch.
Runners take their leads. Here's the 1-0. Fouled off on a big swing from Welch.
Violent swing, and Justice Welch was able to catch a barrel. Obviously, it went foul. If he can straighten that out, he'll be looking at a well-pieced ball. Good barrel.
Seahawks have had 2 hits to start off this bottom of the 5th. 1-1 count here to Welch. The pitch. Chopped on the ground, grabbed at third by Baisley. Tosses to second for 1. The throw to first is going to take Freeze off the bag. So it will be runners at the corners with 1 out. Earlham not able to turn the double play.
Well, a nice play from Baisley to retrieve it over at third base cleanly. He fielded it on a hop, tough hop up near the belt, and then fired a strike over to second base. Then, of course, throw not in time to get Welch over at first. Now a huge spot for Chris Veneruso as the Seahawks try and chip away.
1 out, 2 on. Runners at first and third. Will McCarthy at third for Salve, Regina. Chris Veneruso at the plate. He's 0 for 1. Checks his swing on the first pitch and takes a strike. Seahawks just trying to get at least 1 run across here and feel good about something going back to the dugout.
$14 outs left. They need to use one of them to score a run here.
Check on the runner. And Welch will hop back safe, reaching on the fielder's choice. 0-1 the count to Veneruso. 1 out, 2 on. The pitch. Fly ball, center field. Moving over is Lanchinace, and he makes the grab. Tagging and coming home to score is McCarthy. So as you said, Niall, Seahawks are going to have to trade an out for a run. They do so right there on a deeply hit ball by Veneruso.
Yeah, that is perfect baseball for the Seahawks in terms of what they're looking for. Now, of course, what you want to see there is a base hit, drive home 3, why not home run? But in a realistic sense, what the Seahawks are trying to do is get base runners on and then possibly even sacrifice an out by hitting a ball to the right side just to get a runner to third base and then sacrificing another out via a sac fly, and you eventually score the run. But as time goes on and the deficit increases, you have less outs to be able to sacrifice in exchange for the runs that you need to manufacture, and then you have to change the style of baseball that you play to basically be shooting for high launch angle, pull side swings, which is not the forte of the Seahawks.
Breaking ball here to Beniers. Count will be 1-1. No advance from Welch, so he's still at first base with 2 outs now in the inning. Seahawks do finally get on the board. It's 6-1 in favor of Earlham. The pitch. Down and away. Count 2-1.
The Seahawks are trying to get into striking range by the later third innings. So for innings 7, 8, 9, they want to have a deficit of 3 or less. If they can get there, they'll feel comfortable in those innings.
Counts 3-1 now. To Beniers with 2 outs. One runner for Salve, Regina. That's Welch over at first. Talerick delivers down and away. So the inning will continue. Beniers will take his walk up to first, and now back to the top of the order. Matt D'Amato will bat with 2 on and 2 out.
Well, this is the type of guy that you want up for you in a huge spot, and what this is a huge spot. And now they're going to pinch run Kyle Platt.
Platt will come in for Welch.
But back to D'Amato. The Seahawks style of baseball is get runners on, move them across, and then score them via small ball type activities that come from sac flies, bunt base hits, bunt, sacrifice bunts, square bunts, whatever you want to call it. That's how they play baseball, sacrifice play. If they can get themselves into striking distance by the later third, they'll feel comfortable. But they need to get themselves there first. Here's the guy to do it, Matt D'Amato, great hitter.
A little bit of pressure now here for Tolarek. 2 outs with 2 on. His first pitch, down in the dirt. That's a good job by Embry. We talk about the things that there are no statistics for, but blocking that ball, preventing runners from getting to second and third. 1-0 the count. Tolarek kicks and delivers. D'Amato puts it on the ground, right to second. There is Lanchinace. He fires to freeze, and that ends the threat for the Quakers. So they will hold on to a 5-run lead. The Seahawks do get one, but Earlham feeling good. We head to the top of the 6th here at this NCAA Regional. We'll be back.
A single thread is unique. Like each of us, full of purpose and potential. A strand designed to connect, strengthen, and unite. But we face different challenges and have different opportunities. By acknowledging that others may struggle in ways we do not, we can celebrate our differences, embrace each other, and fortify the ties among us. A single thread can fray, yet when it's woven with another, a bond forms. A new strength created by the fabric of the whole. Let's embrace the fabric we make together, the diversity of our threads, to reach beyond ourselves and overcome the impossible. The true power of our game comes from unifying our individual backgrounds, connecting our unique stories, enabling us to be stronger, braver, greater. We can achieve so much more when we are all as one.
What a season. The confetti is going to fall. Here she goes, and she's got it.
And welcome back to the Lynchburg Regional, where Graham Jeffries steps back out onto the mound for the Salve Regina University Seahawks. He is facing Zach Swearingen, who squares a ball up, but it's just foul. Oh boy, that ball was hammered. But at the end of the day, all it is strike one, and Zach Swearingen is going to have to strike again.
Well, Jeffries brought on in the top of the 5th. That was a long inning, 32 pitches for Jeffries in that inning. Salve Regina is going to want quicker work from him here in this inning to try and get their bats quickly back out to the plate. But Earlham still making great contact, as they have throughout this game.
And another one hit down the left side. This one also foul. They have been putting good swings on baseballs consistently. And interestingly enough, they've been able to do that, have that level of production, mostly with runners in scoring position, which not only is a phenomenal time to have timely hitting, as Graham Jeffries misses with a curveball up and in, but it's also part of what has worked this season for Earlham, is getting runners on and then having your lineup get the hits and put them together. They're almost a 100 points better team in terms of batting average when it comes to, runners in scoring position versus not. And when it comes to OPS, over 140 points better, which is a massive difference.
Yeah, today, 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position are the Quakers. Seahawks 0 for 3.
This one ripped left side and through the left side for a base hit past the diving McCarthy. This one chucked back in to Cicada, to Veneruso, and back to Jeffries. And again, a lead-off runner reaching. This time it comes from the bat of Swearingen.
Well, he's 2 for 2 now, 2 hits, 8 hits now in the game for Earlham.
The fast feet of Christian Lanchines is back up to the plate. Runner goes. This one popped up center field. Brandon Grover's going to have a chance and possibly a chance at 2. He fields it, throws back into first. It will not be in time, although it was a very strong throw back into Canoe. Perfect strike. One down, in the inning for Graham Jeffries.
That could have been trouble for the Quakers because they had Lanchines running on the play. And then the fly out, and Lanchines took a little bit too long, maybe, than the Quakers would have wanted to decide to head back to first. Obviously, just a little bit too far for the throw to be there in time. But that's a big play for the Quakers to preserve the base runner.
100% correct. If the Quakers are able to score another, it continues to add a significant amount of pressure to the Seahawk hitters to do something that they don't traditionally pride themselves on, which is being a power-first offense. Good pick there by Jeffries. It appears to have had the runner leaning. He got back safely, however. The 1-0 pitch. The runner is going again. Great throw by Ketch, and it's in there for an out over at second base. They're calling it safe. The ball must have come out of the glove.
Well, I got to say, the ball came out of the glove because of the slide. I mean, that looked like Swearingen went right into and through Veneruso. And head coach Eric Sorella out to argue this call. Standing right on the third base line, does not like the call.
The umpires aren't going to come and speak with him. So Veneruso had it in his glove, tagged the runner out, but the slide from number 6, which I believe was the 9-hole hitter, ended up taking the glove off of Veneruso and injuring his left arm in the process as trainer Logan comes out.
Well, here's the replay here. Ball is in the glove. Veneruso's on the bag, has the ball in his glove, but the slide from Swearingen, his cleat went right into the glove and then through Veneruso. So there's no replay available to the officials on the field. We have the benefit of seeing it again here on the live stream. Here's another look at it. Right there. There's the ball in the glove. Veneruso's on the bag. The slide in and through. And it does not appear like there's going to be any sort of change to this ruling. Veneruso being tended to by the trainer. And a little bit of friendly conversation here between McCarthy and Swearingen. Well, you could say this about the Quakers. They have slidden hard into second base twice here today. You say baseball's not a contact sport. Earlham has played it like it's a contact sport.
And that's exactly the way that you teach it. You want your guys sliding in hard into second base. There was obviously no malicious intent sliding in there hard. He's just trying to get to second base and do it in a way that, he was taught to growing up. Nothing but respect to the runner for sliding in hard. However, the call in the field appears to be an interesting one because the ball stayed in the glove of Veneruso and the tag was applied before the runner got to second base. The reason that the ruling was safe was that the glove came off of Veneruso. Although the ball stayed in the glove, the actual glove came off. And that was the cause for the runner being ruled safely. That was what the conversation between Sorella and the umpiring crew was, it was the glove came off. That's the ruling. So that's what they're talking about now and having a discussion about. Of course, that's always a tough one to overrule because I'm not too sure the umpires were rechecking their rule book for what happens if the second baseman's glove comes off.
Well, we finally get the Jeopardy theme music here at the field. This is a long discussion. I mean, you'd think this might favor Salve Regina with the discussion taking this long. And the three-man crew getting together, and they're going to stick with the call on the field. And that is going to bring head coach Eric Sorella out again to come and talk. And the smattering of Seahawk fans that there are here in attendance make themselves known with some choice words to the officials. And we have another little conference. I mean, this is a big call. So, Salve Regina players and fans not happy. Now we have two officials heading to their locker room. I'm unsure of what is happening right now. Maybe we can try and get some word here.
Truly one of the strangest things I've seen during the field of play.
So they are going to go video review the play. So my mistake for saying that there was no replay, I guess they are going to go check. To my knowledge, I did not think that the officials were going to have video review. Well, that is what is happening here. So let's reset it for you. Earlham College is still in control of this game. They scored 1 run in the top of the third, 2 in the top of the fourth, 3 in the top of the fifth. We're here in the top of the sixth, 1 out and 1 on. The runner at second, Swearingen. What caused all this commotion was an attempted steal and a throw from Dylan Ketch that went into the glove of Chris Veneruso, who was looking to apply a tag. And then the slide caused all of this pandemonium. So now this game has come to a complete halt. And so we're seeing John Sudiak, the site rep for this regional, entering the locker room where the video replay will be taking place. And while that happens, we are going to take a quick break. So video replay happening here at the field. We'll step aside. We'll give you a chance to look at it here. This is the play that caused all the commotion, and this is what the officials will be looking at in the locker room. Big call coming up here from Lynchburg. We'll be right back.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons playing college football. I never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go on a personal trainer and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the University of Lynchburg, you can get a personalized education for the cost of a state school. If you're commuting and you get our top scholarships, you could pay much less. And you get all that without the hassle of giant lecture halls. Our faculty know your name here and do more than just teach. You might even do research together and plan out your next career moves.
being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Look what you're missing!
It really don't matter to me, I'm just happy to be here, I might go crazy.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person. Competing at a Division III level created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the University of Lynchburg, you can get a personalized education for the cost of a state school. If you're commuting and you get our top scholarships, you could pay much less. And you get all that without the hassle of giant lecture halls. Our faculty know your name here and do more than just teach. You might even do research together and plan out your next career moves.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons playing college football. I never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go on a personal trainer and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
A single thread is unique. Like each of us, full of purpose and potential. A strand designed to connect, strengthen, and unite. But we face different challenges and have different opportunities. By acknowledging that others may struggle in ways we do not, we can celebrate our differences, embrace each other, and fortify the ties among us. A single thread can fray, yet when it's woven with another, a bond forms. A new strength created by the fabric of the whole. Let's embrace the fabric we make together, the diversity of our threads, to reach beyond ourselves and overcome the impossible. The true power of our game comes from unifying our individual backgrounds, connecting our unique stories, enabling us to be stronger, braver, greater. We can achieve so.
Welcome back to the field here in Lynchburg, Virginia. We've been under video review. If you're just joining us, we'll get to explain that in just a moment. Do not adjust your television sets. You did not accidentally rewind the broadcast. The reason there's no one on the field is that there was a slide at second base on an attempted steal. Chris Veneroso made the grab on the throw from Dylan Ketch at second for Salve, Regina, then had his glove ripped from his hand. Officials initially upheld the call on the field of safe, then went to video review. Over to chat now with head coach Eric Sorella after a lengthy video review. We got to see the replay plenty of times up here. When we get a chance, we'll show it to you again after the decision here. We believe that the runner should be out.
It depends on the ruling for what happens because if the ball comes out of your glove after you tag a player, he's safe. But what happens if the whole glove comes off and the ball stays in the glove? And that's the discussion that's being had. And that's not a rule that I know. And that's the reason there was this whole review, is because that's not a ruling that is looked at multiple times and judged on the view from head coach Eric Sorella right now. It appears as if they're going to stay with the safe call. We'll get the official ruling right now. It is safe.
Wow. So let's, if we can, try and show that replay really quick again. The play that caused essentially what was a 20-minute delay in baseball. The slide right there in and through second base to the glove of Chris Veneroso.
And it's certainly there to get the runner. So I guess for all those at home who were ever wondering about what happens if the whole glove comes off after you tag a runner, he's safe because the throw beat him. The tag was applied, and the ball didn't come out of the glove. But then the glove came off of the hand of Veneroso, and that's the reason for the ruling being safe. And it's not as if the umpire crew didn't recognize if the runner was beat in time because they looked at the replay and they saw unequivocally that the runner was tagged out before he touched the base. So the only thing that could be the contributing factor for the official ruling of safe is that the glove came off.
Well, back to baseball now. Niall, does that break in any way? Obviously, the ruling doesn't favor Salve, Regina. Does that downtime, this layoff, because now we're just jumping right back into a high-pressure situation of a elimination NCAA tournament game. Does that delay favor one team or the other in any way?
I think a way that the Salve bats could respond from having that type of break is one of kind of freedom from the long stretch of relatively unsuccessful offense that they had been in, and it gives them a chance to really reset and play like a game two. Here's a good throw from Grover all the way to third base, and this one is in time. What a play, Brandon Grover. Double play. He doubles him up. Caught in the outfield, halfway back. It fires a strike into Will McCarthy, and now he is tagged out, and he is out. Ruling on the field stands. We head to the bottom half of the sixth. The score still 6-1. Salve bats coming up.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well, but it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that, and it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
And welcome back to the Lynchburg Regional. where the Salve Bats are going to need to come alive. They're trailing 6-1. They have 3 hits through 5. They're still facing starting pitcher Talarak, but this right here is the 3rd time through the order. Dustin Cicada up the middle, and oh, baby. First of all, what a great piece of hitting by Dustin Cicada. He lined that ball off the bat, but also what a great job by starting pitcher Talarak to get himself out of the way, thankfully, from a screaming line drive back up the middle.
I would say, oh my gosh. I mean, that's twice he's had balls. One was chopped to him really hard. That time, as you said, just scorched right past his nose. Thankfully, no contact. Well, the Seahawks, after that long delay, little ball don't lie, a fly out, and then the runner, Swearingen, eventually thrown out at second. And now trying to find a spark. Salve Regina, a big momentum team. As you said, they don't have the power bats, but they have a deep lineup. See if they can string together some hits.
Good time call by Tyler Canoe. And it's not as if there aren't power bats, because when we look at Tyler Canoe standing in the box right now, you are looking at a power bat. Right-handed first baseman, had 8 home runs on the year, slugged just shy of 440, a true slugging, slugged just shy of 600, 570 slugging. So a power hitter in Canoe, but that's not necessarily their style of offense from a preferential standpoint. They like to move runners over, drive runners in, sacrificing outs for runs, but here they may be able to do something else. And as we said, it is certainly a possibility, because baseball is a game of momentum. Salve Regina oftentimes relies on that momentum and wins in large parts because they're able to generate it for themselves. But what about a self-manufactured momentum point? That, double play by Brandon Grover after a very controversial call and then a screaming line drive by Cicada could get the ball rolling in the favor that Salve would like.
So far here all afternoon, Talarak has been able to answer when the Seahawks have looked to apply that pressure. 5 strikeouts, just the 1 earned run.
Now a big spot for Talarak here. He'd like to end the stretch, end the threat. Nobody out. Check back to first. Cicada back. Well in time.
Cicada actually now leads the Seahawks, 14 stolen bases on the year.
He can really fly. Good take by Canoe. Curveball down in the dirt. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big count. Canoe has been seeing it well the entire time down in Lynchburg. Has 5 barrels. 2-2 pitch, swung on, hit sharply, shortstop. Shortstop's there. Nice play, but he throws it away. Over to third moves Cicada. So a great piece of work by the shortstop, Swearingen, to field it on a hop. Tough hop, got down on one knee, went to fire the strike over to Lanchinace, but he missed it arm side, and it got into right field, and now runners on the corners with nobody out. And Andrew, we were talking about the momentum game that was building for the Seahawks. First, it was the call not going their way, and that got kind of everybody up in the dugout. And then a crux point as Brandon Grover got the catch him, throw him out, double play, outfield assist. Well thrown ball by Brandon Grover, who continues his hot day. And then a leadoff single in this inning on a screaming line drive, and then the error. And now their captain and the man who goes under the nickname of Clutch Catch steps up to the plate. This could certainly be an important moment in this regional tournament for Salve Regina.
Well, here's the play. Just a little kind of sidearm flick from Swearingen. A play he's made a million times, but just an inch outside of the glove of Christian Lanchinace. Huge opportunity here for Salve Regina. Runners at the corners, and as you said, the graduate student captain, Seahawks all-time leader in hits, Dylan Ketch, coming to the plate. Little conference on the mound. with Tolarek. No action. Oh, a little bit of throwing now starting in the pen for the Quakers. But no outs here for Salve Regina. See what Talarek's approach is here to one of Salve Regina's most reliable and clutch hitters.
And 162 at-bats. And this one's lined into right center field. It's going to get down and possibly for extra bases. It won't be extra bases, but it's an RBI single, and that moves Tyler Canoe over to third base. So just like that, the Seahawks are striking back. Back-to-back-to-back runners reaching. And a run is scored, runners on the corners, and a threat is brewing as the 5-hole hitter Will McCarthy steps up to the plate.
Well, the Seahawks starting to get the bats alive. Another hit here this inning, up to 4 now in the game. Make it 5 here in the game. Within 4, runners at the corners.
McCarthy's been seeing the ball well all tournament. Doesn't have much to show for it in the box scores, but he's found barrels. First pitch to him, well above the zone.
Well, the story early on for Salve was limit the damage, limit the damage, limit the damage. And 1, 2, then 3 runs, added up to 6, a 6-0 deficit. Now, if you're Earlham, it's the same message. Just limit the damage. Do not let this inning become a crooked inning. Gave up 1 run, obviously still needing 3 more outs. But double play is in order right now as well, potentially. You're a ground ball and a fly ball away from getting out of this inning cleanly if you're Earlham. Seahawks, though, are going to continue to attack.
Great pitch there from Tarlek. Curveball, outer half, gets a foul ball off the bat of McCarthy, just off the end. He's now down in the tough count. He's been sequenced well in this at-bat. Fastballs and curveballs. We'll see what Tarlek goes with here. He's in a very favorable 1-2 count in a huge spot against a very good hitter. McCarthy's a .350 hitter. Swung on and missed. Tarlek needed it, and he got it. Excellent piece of pitching.
Yeah, 6th strikeout of the day. Excellent battle there. That's a huge strikeout for the Quakers. And, hey, we talk about how often you make a great play in the field, you somehow find yourself up in the batter's box. Well, Brandon Grover, the catch him and throw him out double play. Chance here with 1 out and 2 on.
Brandon Grover already with 2 hits in this ball game. Both barrels to the right side. No shift. In fact, if there were to be a shift, it would be a shift to open up the right center field gap. Grover squares to bunt, but he pulls it back. Well done. He takes the ball. It was close. Great eye from the sophomore captain.
And as you talked about, the way the Seahawks like to sometimes manufacture runs, you get this game closer, you can start to play many more of those games with the defense.
Certainly a huge spot here. They're looking to drive in at least 1 more. This one swung on, hit right side. Could it get down? And it will. So Brandon Grover with his 3rd hit of the game, and none bigger than that one. An RBI single to right field, and that brings home Tyler Canoe. Now the score, Seahawks 3, Earlham Quakers have 6.
Well, we asked who would that stoppage favor? Would it give one team momentum over the other? You have to say right now that long delay from the video review has certainly given the Seahawks momentum. But they're not just waiting for things to happen. They have gone out here and made that momentum for themselves. The double play, and now so far a good offensive inning.
Beautiful bunt. Kyle Platt, he's running. Great speed. He's there. Loaded bases is what we got going now. Kyle Platt, first base hit of the day. It's huge. Base hit single, loads the bases. Chris Veneruso steps up to the plate. Wow, you cannot ask for more if you are the Salve Regina Seahawks coaching staff and you have Kyle Platt in his first at-bat of the day in a huge spot in this game, and he lays down a picture-perfect bunt. And now the bases are loaded.
Well, the pinch runner becomes the pinch hitter. What a spot for Platt. And now, again, the man Veneruso, who was part of that whole play at second base, Now he has a chance.
Certainly does. The second baseman who made the tag over at second base that was eventually ruled safe at the plate. Loaded bases, 1 out. That one well inside. Count evens up, 1 ball and 1 strike. Talk about a spot.
Well, obviously the Seahawks hoping for way more out of this situation, but 2 runs back in already. They at the very least have given themselves momentum and put themselves in a better position.
That one's down and away. Now the count moves 2-1 in favor of the batter at the plate, Veneruso.
And applying the pressure now to Tolarek. Having to work under a lot of pressure. Bases loaded. Nowhere to put Veneruso. This is going to be his 85th pitch. Actually, make it his 86th pitch of the afternoon here in the heat.
2-1 pitch outside, so now a 3-1 count. And talk about pressure for the ace of Earlham, Aiden Tarlick, in a huge spot. He needs to throw a strike here. There is simply nowhere to put the 8-hole hitter, Veneruso. Huge pitch. Tarlick comes set, kicks, delivers outside for ball 4. So an RBI walk will be credited to the second baseman, Chris Veneruso. Dylan clutch catch, comes in and scores. And the score is now 6-4. And that will bring head coach out. Tarlick's day will be done.
Well, what a shift here in this game. Incredible shift. 6-1. Coming into this inning, the Seahawks clawing their way back. A 2-run ball game. This feels now like a completely different ball game since that long delay from the video replay.
Absolutely. During the long delay, what we had was a game stoppage. At that point in time, Earlham had all the momentum. They were just coming off of a stretch where they had scored in back-to-back-to-back innings by rungs of 1, 2, and 3 respectively. During those periods of time, the long delay happens. All of a sudden, the game kind of restarts. And since that point, there has been a double play, phenomenally well done from the center fielder, and now 3 runs in the following half inning.
Well, Tarlick exits to applause from the Earlham faithful and his team. 5 1/3, did strike out 6, 3 looking, but has given up 4 runs, and that is enough for head coach Steven Sakositz, and he will turn instead to Chance Strictly, the sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio. So while he warms up, we will step aside. You're watching NCAA regional action here in Lynchburg. Pitching change for the Quakers. We'll be back.
Diving in college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's gonna become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
And welcome back to the bottom half of the 6th inning, where a lot is going on. You come back, and a new pitcher is in. It's Chance Strictly. He comes into a jam. The bases are loaded. There is 1 out. And number 25, the senior, Jared Benier, steps up to the plate. You can call him Jared, or you can call him Bingo. And I'll tell you what, this number certainly comes up on the scorecard and on your bingo card. First pitch from Chance Strictly. Up and in. And that one is over the head of Jared Beniers.
Well, obviously not the dream scenario for Strictly to inherit. Bases loaded, 1 out. And starts off with a ball. Already 1 run walked in this scenario. Does get the call there.
Yeah, that's a great way to follow up what was a miss pitch. Uncompetitive pitch over the head of Jared Beniers, and he follows it up with a well-placed fastball on the inner half. Great pitch from Chance there. Another good pitch as he peppers the inside part of the plate to Beniers. Now the count's quickly 1-2. Strictly came into today's game with a 7.84 ERA in 8 appearances. The coaching staff has a lot of trust in the stuff of Strictly. The 1-2 pitch, this one popped up right side. It's going to be there. The second baseman has it. And now there are 2 away, so a good job by Strictly to come into a serious jam and get the first out. A necessary out in the way of a pop-up. Even a sac fly there would not have been a win situation for Earlham, so a great job by the pitcher there.
Yeah, and that one, again, a little kind of bloop. Sometimes those can be awkward. You're expecting a shot, but that one blooped, and good play made by Christian Lanchinace, all-conference second baseman.
And now Matt D'Amato steps back up to the plate. He was in a big spot earlier in the game and found a barrel, but drove it into the ground to the second baseman, who fired to make the third out as D'Amato trotted down to first base. He's in another big spot here. This is the leadoff man. He's 0-for-3 in today's game. The 0-1 pitch is popped up left field. Left fielder's under it, reaches up, and he makes the catch, so that will do it. The Seahawks leave them loaded, but they score 3, and the score is now Earlham 6, Salve Regina 4. We got a ball game, folks. We head to the top half of the 7th. We'll be back in a moment.
Get your career in the game by enrolling in the University of Lynchburg MBA program with an emphasis in sport management. This program opens the doors to new possibilities for a variety of careers, from being an athletic director or working in athletic administration to working for professional organizations, your favorite team, to running a local Parks and Rec department. And employers are increasingly requesting and preferring individuals who have postgraduate education, specifically looking for an MBA. And so the University of Lynchburg Sport Management concentration in the MBA program sets you up for success, and it sets you apart from the many other people looking for jobs in the industry. Learn from winners. Here you will learn from professors and mentors who have spent their careers doing exactly what you want to do. Increase your marketability in an $83 billion industry. If you have a 3.0 GPA, the GMAT is waived. There's no application fee, admissions occurs on a rolling basis, and our online program is ideal for working adults. When you enroll in this program, you enroll in the opportunity to learn from the best of the best. Your professors have a wealth of experience working in the sport industry that they share with you in the classroom setting. Get in the game by getting your MBA with a sport management concentration at the University of Lynchburg. You now, Hollywood, here I come. Hey, I meant, yeah.
The real Lindsay Piper's here.
Autographs there later.
Welcome back to Bank of the James Stadium here in Lynchburg, Virginia. Andrew Pizzelli alongside Niall Silberman bringing you the call of this NCAA regional. Thank you for finding us on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Top of the 7th, new pitcher for Salve Regina is one of the best in their program's history. It's Patrick Maybach, usually a starter. Was expected to maybe start today. Instead, the Seahawks turned to Braden Clark, but we do indeed see Pat Maybach here on the mound here today in his first appearance at the regionals. He takes over in relief of Graham Jeffries. And Niall, this is 2 parts. One, the Seahawks now with a 2-run ball game and a 2-run deficit, sensing that this game is winnable for them and wanting to turn to one of the best arms, and also wanting to make sure that this best arm, a 6th-year graduate student, pitches here in this regional.
Well, that's exactly right. The storied career of Patrick Maybach is one that is going to live on for generations in terms of Salve, Regina Baseball University history. He's a former walk-on who in his first start, his walk-on freshman year, threw a 2-hit shutout in which he carried a no-hitter into the last out of that game. And then from there on, he's broken many, many records. So a truly famed pitcher, and now we get a chance to see him here.
And so this will be tough for Earlham. I mean, you're coming in to deal with Maybach, who the Seahawks, we would assume, would ask him to go 3 full innings here, if not more. This one's tapped and fouled off by Andrew Bradley, who is 1 for 3 in today's game.
When you face Patrick Maybach, you get a pitcher who's going to locate 4 different pitches. He has a fastball, curveball, slider, and changeup always available in his arsenal. A very tough pitcher to hit.
Swing and a miss. Drop by catch. He gathers and tosses easily down to Canoe for the first out.
And there it is. The curveball and the slider were prevalent in that at-bat. He starts off his day with a strikeout.
And the first strikeout for Bradley. He's now 1 for 4. Seahawks pitchers have done a good job on him. Here's Max Freeze, batting with 1 out and no one on, and what just feels like a completely different ball game because of that delay. The 6th inning really changed this game.
That's to say the least. But back to Andrew Bradley, to get him to go 1 for 4 in a game with his only hit being a single, certainly a big deal. We're talking about a man who slugs .872.
This one's popped up. Fly ball right field. D'Amato is going to have to play it off the wall. That one just kept carrying. That will be a double for Freeze on a ball that just towered and carried and caromed off the wall.
Yeah, what a piece of hitting there by Maxwell Freeze. Drives the ball the other way, and just enough power in that 6'3" frame to drill it off the top half of the wall. He just barely missed a home run on that swing.
Yeah, 9th hit of the game now for the Quakers. And this is a big spot, opportunity for them, 1 out, runner in scoring position. Seahawks have all the momentum. Can the Quakers stem that a little bit? Getting a run back here would go a long way.
It certainly would, and they have their favorite spot. They have the middle of their order up with a runner in scoring position and less than 2 outs.
2 for 2 in the game so far with runners on and less than 2 outs. And 4 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Here's the pitch from Maybach. Up high for a ball. Maybach looking in for the sign from Dylan Ketch. The 1-0. Breaking ball inside. Good block by Ketch.
Great block by Ketch. That's the reason he's the Defensive Player of the Year for the Commonwealth Coastal Conference.
Well, you think, too, about, right now you've got Patrick Maybach on the mound, a 6th-year graduate student. Same for Dylan Ketch. Just think about how much pitch and catch, literally, these guys have had throughout their careers. And this is going to be the case as the next few years unfold. So many players with the opportunity to come back as the big swing and a miss from McCabe because of the pandemic years. I know a number of players who are juniors on this Earlham roster are truly seniors, but expected to return and come back. This is just the beginning of the norm. But as this one's hit into right field, but foul. That one down the line, then tailing away into foul territory.
Cameron McCabe just missed his 3rd extra base hit of the day. He already has an electric triple to center field to really get things going for Earlham. And then he had the 2 RBI double that opened things up for Earlham back in the 5th.
That would have been a run scored.
Certainly.
2-2 count now with 1 out. Maybach glances back at the runner. Now delivers home. Breaking ball in there for strike 3. Long look at that one for the home plate umpire, but strike 3 is called, and there's 2 outs.
Well, that's a big-time strikeout there. As we said, Earlham was hitting remarkably well with runners in scoring position on the day in total. But when you had runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs, they are a team that is going to capitalize more often than not. But Patrick Maybach is able to make it not in that situation. Now there's 2 outs.
There's Devin Basley, 2 for 3 in the game, 2 RBIs, has struck out. He swings at the first pitch, bloops it into a little awkward gap, and it's going to fall for a base hit. Quick throw from D'Amato. Holds the run at third now. Catch will check over there as well. Some fantastic defense there after the base hit from Salve Regina. It'll be runners at the corners with 2 outs. Just a well-placed ball once again from Basley.
Basley does a good job of staying on the fastball and drives it to the right side. Matt D'Amato comes up firing. One of the things about the Salve Regina defense is that the corner outfielders, the outfield as a whole, is a really plus-armed outfield, so they hold the runner at third there. And now Patrick Maybach has another chance to keep the score 6-4. But, of course, Easton Embry and the hot bat he possesses is looking to change that.
Runners at first and third, 2 outs. Embry has struck out once already today.
Embry was third on the team with 30 RBIs.
Maybach kicks and delivers on the corner outside, ball 1. Earlham led this game 6-0. Seahawks scored 1 run in the bottom of the 5th, 3 in the bottom. Brand new ball game. That pitch from Maybach in there for a strike. Count 1-1, 2 outs. Maybach trying to get out of this inning without giving up a run back to the Quakers.
He located that fastball inner half, and he sequenced a lot of breaking balls in this at-bat.
The 1-1. Breaking ball up high. Count 2-1. As we've discussed here, the deep backstop, any ball that gets away from a catcher, if there's a runner at third, in all likelihood, they would score.
Hard to imagine a situation where that would not be the case.
The 2-1 from Maybach. On the corner inside for strike 2. Two count, 2 outs, 2 on here for the Quakers.
And there it is again, another breaking ball. He's only sequenced 1 fastball in this at-bat.
Maybach now will check on the runner at first. He hops back safe. Three hits in the game for Basley. 2-2 count here to Embry at the plate. 2 outs. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Pat Maybach comes in, and he does his job. The Seahawks trail by 2. They will come to the plate. We head to the bottom of the 7th here from Lynchburg.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it.
An incredible finish by Hall. The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
Welcome back to Bank of the James Stadium. Bottom of the 7th. Salve, Regina trailing by 2 runs to Earlham here in this NCAA regional. Gorgeous day here in Lynchburg, Virginia. Andrew Pizzelli alongside Niall Silverman bringing you the call here on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. It has felt like a different game. If you're just joining us, Earlham led this game 6-0. And then Salve, Regina scored 1 run in the bottom of the 5th. We had a lengthy video review to start with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Seahawks turned a double play after that video review and then turned around and scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. They want to keep those bats going. It's felt like a different game, Niall. Pat Maybach came into the game for Salve, Regina, and now a new pitcher as well here for the Quakers, as both teams are just scrambling and trying to push every button they can to ensure this victory here today.
Exactly right. They wanted to go with a usual starter, so they're going to Dylan Fisher out of the bullpen here, who's appeared in 11 games, has 9 starts, and he's 5-1. He's pitched in 48 innings, and he owns a 7.13 ERA in those 48 innings. He has a lot of walks, considering he has 26 walks in 46 innings, and he has 37 strikeouts during that time.
Dustin Cicada fouls off the first pitch he sees from Fisher. Yeah, it feels like a new game because we've got 2 new starting pitchers.
Exactly right.
In the ball game. 0-1 the count to Cicada. Fisher comes to the fastball, misses low.
Certainly something interesting to watch is the zone gets smaller once you get to regionals because the umpires are just more professional.
That one high and inside. Dustin Cicada does not move an inch other than to turn his head away from that one.
And so for somebody who comes into the game with 26 walks in 46 innings, more than half a walk per inning, it could be difficult for him to command the zone against a true professional zone.
That one's high, count 3-1. And the Seahawks also as well, they like to crowd the plate, as Cicada is doing right here.
6th in the nation in hit by pitches.
And right on cue, Cicada takes one right between the ones, and he will head down to first base.
Of all the times to get hit by a pitch, a 3-ball count is when you'd rather get out of the way, because at the end of the day, you're getting on base either way. But a nice job by Dustin Cicada to not move his feet. And now there's a runner on first base for the Salve Regina University Seahawks.
12th time Cicada has been plunked. The 108th time a Seahawk batter has been hit by a pitch. That is, like you said, that's not an accident. That's not a fluke. That is something that they preach. That's their approach. That's their plate. That is how they view it.
Exactly right. When it comes to that approach of get guys on, move them across, and then sacrifice or exchange outs for runs, part of the way to do that is to get on base every possible way. And by simply not moving your feet and taking a bruise to your body and getting on first base, it's something that this coaching staff preaches. It's a philosophy here.
No outs, 1 on. Tyler Canoe at the plate. He will take the first pitch for a strike from Fisher. Canoe 0 for 3 here today. 1 strikeout. His bat has been loud here at the regionals. Has not been productive yet. Swings at this one and drives it foul.
Great curveball out of the hand of Fisher there.
Fisher ahead now in the count, 0-2. The pitch. That one misses up high. Count 1-2.
Competitive pitch there nonetheless. Fastball up above the eyes after you had gone with a curveball just below the belt. It'll mess with the eye level of the hitter, and that's exactly what Fisher is looking to do there.
Here's the 1-2. Canoe hits it on the ground, into the glove. Quakers want to try and turn the double play, and they do. 5-4-3 double play. A massive one for Earlham
Wow, what a play. Third baseman does it again. He has been busy on offense, on defense, but Basley continues his impressive day. Well done. That was a tough play.
And a necessary one for Earlham. Keeping runners off the base paths. As here's Dylan catch, but he is going to operate with no one on and 2 outs. Big time double play for the Quakers. First pitch from catch. Lined right to Swearingen. He has to gather it twice, but he fires over to get catch. So what had been an excellent opportunity for Salve, Regina, Fisher, and the Quakers shut that door in a hurry, and they maintain their 6-4 lead. We head to the top of the 8th here from Lynchburg.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Is it Earlham?
Is it pronounced Earlham?
It's Earlham, and it's a place for
amateur farmers,
Athletes,
artists,
barefooters,
world changers,
do-gooders.
It's a place for you.
and it'll change your life for good.
And welcome back to the top half of the 8th inning here in the Lynchburg Regional. And we got a nail-biter on our hands. Patrick Maybach is the pitcher for Salve Regina University, and he's going against another starter by the name of Dylan Fisher. Neither of those starters started this here game, but it sure feels like it as we're in the 8th inning of an elimination game. Both teams are putting their all on the line.
Well, this is what we've talked about here throughout the day. This is an elimination game. Both teams wanted to see starters go deep. Maybe just use one reliever to close out a game. Obviously, the game unfolds in a different way most times than you hope going into it. So both teams have had to dip into their bullpen and also now using starting pitchers to try and finish off this game and still hoping to have something left to play at 5:30 here today. But both teams going all out to try and win this game here because obviously you have to.
Yeah, there's always a game plan, and then the game starts. Neither team really envisioned having to use 2 starters and one of their best reliever arms, but both teams have had to do just that. 1-0 count here for Maybach. This one inner half, missed with the slider. And now the count's 2-0 for Michael Medley. Medley is pinch hitting here. He's appeared in 15 games over the course of the season. He's hitting .309 during that period of time. This one swung on, hit right field. Matt D'Amato chasing over by the line. He's got room, reaches up, but he makes the catch. Nice play by right fielder Matt D'Amato.
Well, we've talked about for a team like Salve Regina that does not play in a park like this, having to deal with bounces off the wall, the deep backstop. For right field, back home in Newport, Rhode Island, for Salve Regina, there's tons of foul territory and room to run in range. Here at the park, there's that wall right down into a corner for the dugout into foul territory. So for Matt D'Amato, who has been playing left field, to play right field here today and to go over that looks like a routine play, but it's anything but given the conditions there for a player that's unfamiliar with this ballpark.
That's exactly right. And also just to be able to play off of the warning track, that's something that the Seahawks have not had to do all year. It's a different feel when you feel the material, the dirt of the warning track rather than the outfield grass. Nonetheless, a 1-1 count for the shortstop, who was coming off of an unbelievable play over at shortstop in the bottom half of the 7th where he picked the ball near his shoulders. But it always seems to be that way. You make a great play in the last half, you find an at-bat in the next half.
And he's 2 for 2 is Swearingen. RBI as well.
He's certainly making his mark on today's game. He's in a 2-2 count. And he's trying to impact this game here. For the Seahawks, they are really looking to go 1-2-3 and get the bats back up. And for the Earlham Quakers, they are looking to just continue to pull that momentum away from the Seahawks that they had for a limited amount of time back in the bottom of the 5th and then really in the bottom of the 6th. And Earlham is just trying to take that momentum back and stop the Seahawks from scoring 2 more. 2-2 pitch from Pat Maybach inside on the slider.
And I think they've done a good job of it already. I mean, Seahawks ended up stranding 3 runners. You had bases loaded. You blank the Seahawks in the bottom of the 7th. Obviously, now you know you're having to deal with a pitcher like Pat Maybach, who gives up the walk here to Swearingen. So you're just looking to extend some of these innings offensively, score more runs if you can. Trust your pitching staff. Let those Salve bats get a little cold. Let them sit down there over on the bench and get away from the moments of that momentum.
Exactly right. One of the guys that certainly can do that is Christian Lanchinace. He's been on base today.
Both Lanchinace brothers, all-conference performers for the HCAC.
Beautiful pitch from Pat Maybach there. He's really been utilizing his curveball. His slider has been missing inner half to right-handed hitters. And they've been able to lay off what would otherwise be a good back foot breaking ball. Check back to first, not in time. Maybach again. Another great breaking ball. That was the slider in the middle of the plate. So now he's gone curveball slider. He sits 0-2. He has not shown the changeup all day, and he hasn't gone with a fastball to Christian. Maybach has his set, checks over to first. Takes the sign from catch, fires back to first, not in time. Again, Maybach takes the sign from Dylan Ketch, and again fires over to first. Swearingen has not failed on a stolen base attempt this year. He is 12 for 12.
He was part of the controversial play over at second. Way back in the 6th inning. Which
That
feels like a lifetime ago.
That it does. Head umpire out, potentially to warn Maybach about the jersey, so Maybach has to tuck his jersey back in. Maybach did go to the fastball in that pitch there. Would have liked for it to have been a little bit lower, as that one was probably about eye level, potentially even higher against Lanchinace. Bit of an uncompetitive fastball. We'll see how he sequences off of that. Another check over to first.
Seahawks are really working to keep him close to first base.
Maybach has the sign. Kicks, delivers, there he goes. Throw down to second. Again, Veneruso there, but not in time. Really good job by Swearingen to get the bag.
A great jump after all of that checking. Took a lead, had a great jump, and the throw that time from catch taking Veneruso away and towards right center. So Swearingen able to stand up at second. No slide necessary there.
And now a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs. There are, of course, 2 strikes in this at bat. So here's the 2-2 pitch. This one swung on, popped up. Canoe giving chase, but is out of play.
Earlham today so far, 2 for 2 with runners on and less than 2 outs. Both teams have had the bases loaded twice as well. 1 for 2 are the Quakers. That one, it was just a single for Bradley that brought in only 1 run. Seahawks 0 for 2. Those are the little things that just add up.
Right side, Veneruso there. He vacuums it up, tosses over to first, and that will be in time. But again, the stolen base from Swearingen matters. That's the second time in today's ball game that a tailor-made double play goes kind of uncapitalized on because of the aggressive and successful base running habits of this Earlham squad. As I said before the game, they average an amazing 3 stolen bases per game. And they steal bases at an 82% success rate. They have 3, if not 4, in today's game. And now there's a runner on third base just 90 feet away from scoring. This one hit hard, center field. Brandon Grover giving chase. He appears to have a read on it, and he does. So Earlham Quakers retire 1. They left him at third base, and we head to the bottom of the 8th with a score still 6-4. The Seahawks are coming up, chasing 2. Bottom of the 8th on the way.
When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible, by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer. In the athletic training laboratory, you'll get hands-on experience, practicing your skills, applying concepts from the classroom, and working with faculty on research projects. It's also where our hydrotherapy facilities are. This space is also used by students for studying and practicing skills outside of class time. In the Sports Medicine Clinic and Turner Gymnasium, you'll work with student athletes from more than 20 NCAA Division III sports teams, helping get them back to practice and into the game as soon as possible. As an athletic training student, you're a big part of the success of our sports teams and the success of the local athletic teams. We see this relationship as a win-win situation. You learn, and that helps us win.
And welcome back to the Lynchburg Regional. Will McCarthy steps into the plate to face Dylan Fisher for the first time as he fouls the ball off of his foot. McCarthy does have a hit in this game.
1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts is McCarthy.
This one swung on, hit well, blooped center field, and it is going to get down for hit number 2. So Will McCarthy with hits in back-to-back at-bats, and that is just what the doctor ordered. A leadoff single with the hottest hitter on the team currently, Brandon Grover, stepping up to the plate. The Seahawks needed exactly that. Runners on with limited amount of outs in the inning. Nobody out, and they get the single. And now there is potential for a bit of a run. The Seahawks are chasing 2, and they have 6 outs left.
Oh, Grover at the plate now. 3 for 3, 3 hits, and an RBI. Exactly who the Seahawks want to see up now.
This one goes right side, and it gets through. So a 4-hit day for Brandon Grover.
And where that one gets to, on the roll, as it gets past Freeze, that allows Will McCarthy to get to third. So runners at the corners, no outs. And the Seahawks bats had been pretty lifeless to start this game, and now up to 8 hits in the game.
That is a big-time hit from the captain.
I mean, 4 for 4. You can't ask for much more.
And that was on a softly hit ball to the right side. He just found a barrel and kind of pieced it. I'm not quite sure if he saw the hole and attacked the hole. Of course, the first baseman's holding Will McCarthy on the bag, so that kind of opens up the second base side. And the second baseman was also shifted slightly as Kyle Platt goes to bunt. He lays it down successfully, and they're going to go to first with it. So a sacrifice bunt for Kyle Platt. He has come to the plate 2 times. He has seen 2 pitches, and he now has a huge bunt single and a sac bunt. The score is now 6-5.
Well, this is what we talked about, the Seahawks getting those 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th, obviously wanting more, hoping for more when you have bases loaded as well. But by making it a 2-run game, you now open up the playbook for what you can do offensively. And now it's a run game because of that.
Exactly right. And it's not only a RBI bunt single, but it also advances a very good runner, Brandon Grover, over to second base with only 1 out, and Chris Veneruso at the plate. Fisher comes set, delivers home, good pitch there, and it's in there for a strike. Top half of the zone on the cutting fastball.
Veneruso 0 for 1, does have 2 RBI.
One pitch, swung on, hit right side, but foul. And now exactly what Fisher was looking for. He finds himself in a pitcher-friendly count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. No significant shift for the Quakers. And another foul off the bat of Veneruso. A big spot here. Veneruso, if he can reach, puts Jared Beniers up to the plate. And after him, it is the top of the order. The 2-strike pitch. Veneruso hit right side. Nice play by the first baseman. He goes down to corral it. And that'll get the second out of the inning. But Freeze with a nice play over there.
Well, running as well was Grover. So now he is at third, with Beniers coming to the plate, and the tying run just 90 feet away if you're Salve Regina.
Well, certainly a huge spot for the senior here. This is another one of those moments where you can feel the pressure in the room or on the field. The Seahawks are 90 feet away from tying the game here in the bottom half of the 8th. What was once a 6-0 ball game could get all squared up. Jared Beniers starting his first game of the regional. Beniers, one of the coolest and calmest collected individuals on this team, and that works in their favor as he swings. Ball hit right side, nobody covering first, and it's going to be a single. Jared Beniers with a big-time single, and that ties the game up at 6 apiece. Huge stuff from the senior.
The Quakers started this game 6 unanswered runs on 10 hits, 1 error. Salve Regina, 6 straight runs. They now have 10 hits and have committed the 1 error. We are all knotted up. We've been saying it's a whole new ball game. It feels like that. We now start again here in this regional elimination game with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th.
And one of the most beautiful things about that is that Jared Beniers was getting the start today because he prepares himself and stays ready for moments like this. Beniers was not somebody who was up there in the team lead in terms of at-bats. When it comes to Jared Beniers, there were just 45 at-bats for him coming into today's game. And yet in the biggest game of the year from any stretch of the imagination, an elimination game in an NCAA regional, it's the biggest game of the year, he comes up with the game-tying single in the bottom half of the 8th.
Unbelievable. So the Quakers are going to make a pitching change as well. Jacob Renner will come to the mound. We will step aside while he warms up. Brand new ball game here in Lynchburg, all tied up in this regional matchup.
And welcome back to the bottom half of the 8th inning in the Lynchburg Regional, where things have gotten crazy. It's 6-6. The Seahawks have gone with 6 unanswered, and now they are facing a new pitcher with the leadoff hitter, Matt D'Amato, as Jared Beniers takes off. Throw down to second is not going to be in time. Jared Beniers with a big-time stolen base, because now there is a runner in scoring position with the 2 outs. A base hit here would score the immensely talented runner in Jared Beniers. He can fly from second base. So a base hit from Matt D'Amato would go a long way in potentially getting a lead for the Seahawks that they have not even sensed could be in their reach for a long time. Good swing there for Matt D'Amato, but it's fouled back, and now quickly it's 0-2. The new pitcher is Jacob Renner.
7th stolen base of the year for Beniers, and what a gutsy call, too. Coming out of the pitching change, immediately trying to run. Little hit and run as D'Amato was swinging too.
0-2 pitch. Renner takes a look back at second. Now delivers to the plate. It is swung on and fouled again. And a Salve Regina player who did not make the roster down there. I believe that's Jason Arrigo with a big-time catch. Well done, Jason Arrigo, making a play even when he's not on the field. Well done. Huge spot. 0-2. Renner takes a look outside. Beniers is able to take a big secondary lead against Renner here. He's getting 30, potentially 35 feet off the bag on secondary leads. On a ball put in play, it would be very difficult to be able to get Beniers. Here's the 1-2 pitch from D'Amato. Swung on, hit high, right field. Right fielder there. He has a play. He's not able to make the play, but the ball was foul. Oh, my goodness. What a moment for Earlham. They almost had a chance to get themselves out of what is a jam. Runner on second, 2 outs. But a difficult ball as that traveled back.
Well, we talked about D'Amato had a very similar play like that. This time it's the right fielder Cooterer for Earlham, who has to kind of play in that awkward little corner where foul territory meets the wall over near the gate.
And now D'Amato with new life. 1-2 count still. Just found a barrel on that last pitch. Renner fires home, and he gets it. What a pitch. Fastball up above the hands, and Matt D'Amato goes down swinging. But the 8th inning was again eventful. The Seahawks scored 2. The score is 6-6. We're all tied up. Folks, don't go anywhere. It's about to be the 9th. 6-6. We'll be back.
Look what you're missing. It really don't matter to me. I'm just happy to be here. I might go crazy.
Welcome back to Lynchburg, Virginia, here at Bank of the James Stadium to this NCAA baseball regional. Elimination matchup here between Salve Regina and Earlham. The Quakers led this game 6-0. Salve Regina with 6 unanswered to tie the game in the bottom of the 8th. Top of the 9th here, Patrick Maybach, one of the Seahawks' aces throughout his 6-year career at Salve Regina, out on the mound, trying to make quick work of the Quakers and give the Seahawks a chance to walk off with a victory here today, but a lot of work still to do. Brand new ball game here. This one has been so exciting on a gorgeous day here in Lynchburg. Andrew Pizzelli alongside Niall Silberman. Thank you for finding us here on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Ready to go here in the 9th inning of a tie ball game. Pat Maybach delivers. First pitch swing on the ground, bobbled by Cicada. He turns, he still throws, and he got him.
What a play. He almost lost it. Spins around, picks it up, fires a strike, and it's in time for the first out of the inning.
And that's against Andrew Bradley, who has the one hit, but now 1 for 5 in the game. That could have been a huge swing for the Quakers, who have been looking for a bounce after it's been bouncing the Seahawks' way for 4 innings. But now 1 out very quickly. Max Freeze to deal with Maybach. His first pitch will be a ball.
And when you talk about the comeback that the Seahawks have made, it's tough not to look at the coaching staff and recognize that they play a huge part in the players coming back the way that they did. Head coach Eric Sorella instilled a lot of belief and faith in the players to have in themselves, and it showed up big in today's ballgame.
Well, we mentioned it yesterday. We'll say it again today. In their last practice here on the field before competition began, head coach Eric Sorella said, things are going to happen. There's going to be weird plays. There's going to be bad calls. There's going to be things that don't go your way. Move on. Keep playing. Forget about it. And a game that did not start at all the way the Seahawks wanted. Down 6-0, have clawed their way back to tie it. Maybach delivers a 3-0 outside, so this will be a walk. So a base runner here with 1 out for the Quakers. If you're Earlham, though, the momentum has shifted so dramatically, but it's the nature of playoff baseball and tournament baseball. One swing of a bat can change things dramatically. You've got a base runner on here now for Earlham and an all HCAC performer as well in Cameron McCabe coming to the plate. You have to believe that at any minute it can be your moment to change the game again.
Without a doubt. And with Cameron McCabe, he's somebody who's already proved that he has the mental will to impact the game with his bat. He already has had, although he's being pinch hit for.
Pinch runner,
excuse me. Cameron McCabe has already used his bat to influence the game in his favor. I wouldn't be shocked to see him continue that trend here. He has the double.
Noah Collins, utility player, sophomore from Eunice, Indiana, comes in to pinch run for Freeze. First pitch from McCabe is going to be a fly out and a quick throw from D'Amato back. The dive at the back. They got him! A double play. Again, a catch him out, throw him out, double play from the Seahawks. The Quakers strand 1, and we head to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 6. Thrilling action here from Lynchburg. Another look at this play. In time, what a play. We've seen 2 catch him and throw him out, double plays. Fantastic defense from the Seahawks. They'll have a chance to walk off with a comeback victory when we return. Don't go anywhere.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person. Competing at a Division III level created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the University of Lynchburg, you can get a personalized education for the cost of a state school. If you're commuting and you get our top scholarships, you could pay much less. And you get all that without the hassle of giant lecture halls. Our faculty know your name here and do more than just teach. You might even do research together and plan out your next career moves.
Welcome back to Lynchburg, Virginia. Andrew Pizzelli alongside Niall Silberman bringing you the call. This one is sure to have a fantastic finish. First pitch here to Dustin Cicada is a strike. Ball game tied at 6. Bottom of the 9th. Seahawks batting because in this game they are serving as the home team. It's been a game of runs. 6 unanswered to start for Earlham. 6 straight from Salve, Regina. Renner delivering. Cicada flies this one in the air at second. The grab is made by Christian Lanchinace, and there's one away.
Well, the part of the order that the Seahawks want to have up for this moment is up 2-3-4. Cicada popped out there, but you keep the power part of the lineup intact as Canoe is up here. He led the team in home runs this season. Of course, none will be bigger than this spot. And then, of course, Dylan Ketch, the 4-hole hitter, is on deck.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, driven to center field. On the run, Lanchinace will not get there. It'll be a base hit for Canoe, and that brings Dylan Ketch to the plate with one on and one out. One swing of the bat, one missed pitch. It's the difference right now between advancing and winning and earning a second game here today and your season coming to a close. It's incredible drama here in a game that looked like Earlham had a chance to maybe run away with early on.
Exactly right. From here on out, it's a game of execution. There's no more try and limit damage. It is all about who executes better in the bigger spots.
Dylan Ketch will take the first pitch for a ball.
Because when it comes down to it, this is at the end of the day a game between people who are players, and the better players will eventually win. That doesn't always work out, but in the bottom of the ninth, it's either the pitcher or the hitter. One of them will come out on top. We'll see who it is.
Ketch checks his swing. He'll take strike one. Count 1-1. One out, one on here for Salve Regina. The check over on Canoe. He lobs back safe. Ketch 1 for 4 today. 1 RBI. His freshman year, he got the moniker Clutch Catch. See if the 6-year player can deliver again. He takes outside for ball 2. What's been incredible about Dylan is started as a left fielder, then moved to catcher. Defensive player in the year in the Commonwealth Coast Conference. Has made plays with his bat, with his arm, with his glove. Many coaches, I'm sure, would love to have 9 more, if not 30 more, Dylan Ketches to make up a team. He follows this one back and out of play.
Dylan Ketch, truly a coach's dream. He's been a captain for years now over at that university, Salve Regina University, and he does it very well. He provides stability to a young squad here.
2-2 count now to Ketch with 1 out and 1 on. Again, this is an elimination game between these two teams. Winner plays later today. Loser has to go home. Ketch right into the glove, trying to turn a double play. No! Canoe. Some quick feet to get to second. And the Earlham bench is not happy about this call.
Well,
would you be surprised to see us have another video replay? Let's take a look at it right here. So here goes Canoe. Oh, there was a bit of a bobble there on.
I believe
as Swearingen tried to hold that. A little bit of a bobble in the glove, and then that caused him to pause, trying to swipe Canoe on the way by. At least from that initial angle, it did not look like he got Canoe.
Nifty base running from the first baseman.
So for right now, it's 2 outs. Ketch is 100% out at first. But I would not be totally shocked. But it does not appear like we will be getting any sort of review like we did for the play at second. Here's another look at it. On the ground. Oh, it's so tough to tell. Giving you a little Tony Romo there. Ooh, but no review. They're going to stick with the call on the field. 2 outs and a runner in scoring position for Salve Regina.
This is a very good spot here for Will McCarthy. He is certainly one of the guys that Salve Regina would want to have up in this spot. He's a captain. He lives for these moments. And he's hyped to be up with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth.
1-0 pitch outside. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Runner in scoring position for the Seahawks. Looking to walk off with a comeback victory. Renner comes set. Now delivers home. Down and away. Ball 3. And if McCarthy is to reach, it would be Brandon Grover coming to the plate, who has had a monster day for Salve Regina.
Also has the outfield assist. He truly is having a monster day. Nonetheless, it appears as if Will McCarthy will have the green light.
3-0 count. Runner delivers. Outside. Ball 4 called. So it will be first and second for Brandon Grover, who has had a tremendous day. 4 at-bats, 4 hits, a run scored, has driven one in as well. As you said, the outfield assist helped turn a double play. Back in the 6th inning.
I mean, this
biggest
is
at-bat of his career right now.
Absolutely right. And this is where, as a sophomore, legends are made. A 5-hit day in a regional would be off the charts. Of course, for him to be a sophomore and a captain and to do that would just be truly impressive.
Here's the pitch. In the air. Fly ball to center field. Lanchinace reaching back. It's over his head. It bounces to the wall. Home comes Canoe. The Seahawks win in comeback fashion and stay alive to play later on today here in Lynchburg. Unbelievable.
A walk-off double, a 5-hit day, a 3 RBI performance, and a 7-run comeback for the Salve Regina comeback kids. Brandon Grover, have a moment. What a moment.
What a game. I mean, the Seahawks looking lifeless, down 6-0. They score 7 unanswered runs to stun the Quakers and end a storybook season for Earlham College here in the NCAA regionals. Unbelievable. Turning point of this game, it sounds so crazy. That stoppage, because of the replay, gave the Seahawks, who were down 6-0, a chance, 6-1 actually at that point, a chance to get their energy back, kind of relax, loosen up a bit. And from that point, I mean, 6 straight runs, an unbelievable game. What a comeback. Also, what an effort here from the Quakers as well.
Yeah, truly a phenomenal game played by both sides. It was simply good baseball played at the highest of levels. An elimination game where both teams gave their all, used their guys, and one team came out on top, and the team that went down didn't do so because they lost. It was because the other team won one of those games, a 7-6 ball game, and one of the best performances in a game in Salve Regina University baseball history. Brandon Grover, 3 RBIs, the walk-off double, and 5 hits. We see it again here.
Here's a look at that last play. Lanchinace going back and just misses it. Oh, my.
Over his shoulder because it was barreled, driven out to the deepest part of the park. Brandon Grover is a hero for Salve Regina University.
Unbelievable game. Well, the Seahawks did what they had to do. Scratch and claw, find a way to win and stay alive. They will play right now. Was supposed to be around 5:30. Stay tuned to the Lynchburg tournament homepage for the start time of that game, which will be an elimination game as well between one or either of Lynchburg or Birmingham Southern. That game, the winner's game, coming up about 40 minutes from now here at Bank of the James Stadium between two of the top-ranked teams in the nation. That is sure to be a good matchup, and the loser of that game will face Salve Regina later on this afternoon. So once again, to wrap this one up, your final here in an elimination game, Salve, Regina stuns Earlham College. They come back to win 7-6 and stay alive. For Niall Silberman, I am Andrew Pizzelli. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Have a good night, everyone. The Seahawks play on here at Lynchburg.